Wow, we're live.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Hello, everyone.
Hey,
Cheers.
guys. What's up?
Welcome to the 50th episode of the Alphabet Mafia podcast. Holy fucking shit. I can't believe 50 episodes deep into this. I never thought I would get this far.
I'm proud of you, Ryan.
Thank
honestly.
you. Wow.
Like, genuinely, I know you've been working pretty hard at it. I've been watching you, slowly grind at this,
Yeah, it's been a journey, and we're coming to you live from the Dominican Republic. So blessed to be here. And we have a special today. We're doing an Uno reverse, meaning instead of me bringing on a guest and interviewing them and talking to them about their story or what they believe in, he's going to be the host. I'm the guest. So
yeah. Hi, guys. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Luke Jones, Luke M. Jones on TikTok. Currently, the only platform that I really do is TikTok. I have an Instagram as well. If you want to follow me there, I'm assuming Ryan will link it later. Whatever, it's fine.
Everything's in the show notes.
Yeah, everything's in the show notes. It's fine. But anyways, guys, yeah, I am going to be taking control of the podcast today. I guess we're going to get your viewers to know you,
Yeah, because that's something I don't talk about a lot. I open up a little bit when I'm talking to my guests, but I've never really came on and told my whole story or talked about myself to the full extent. And we thought this would be something fun to do for the 50th episode.
Yeah. So should we get into it?
Yeah, Luke, take it away.
Okay. So I guess, for the icebreaker, I wanted to hit on your college life first.
Fun.
So you told me that you were actually in a frat.
Yeah.
Could you tell us more about that experience and how, those experiences have shaped you as a person, the person that you are today?
Yeah. So I did join a fraternity in college. I went to Ole Miss, which was way in Mississippi, way far away from California where I grew up.
Yeah.
And I joined a fraternity, and a lot of I think it's important to touch on the reason why I joined the fraternity was because I was in the closet and I was looking for an identity.
Yeah.
And I was looking for something that wasn't true to myself. I was running away from myself. So I thought if I went far away for school and went somewhere like Mississippi, I could join a fraternity and really just go further into the closet and not have to address those issues that I was feeling. And so I did that. And fraternity life, it was fun. It was great. I had a great time.
Yeah.
But for the most of it, I was miserable on the inside. On the outside, I was partying, having fun, drinking a lot. And the drinking was probably because I was so miserable.
I mean, if you abuse any substance, I think it is because you're not exactly happy with your own life. So,
yeah,
that's cool of you to admit that.
Course.
But what would you say was I guess the most forming experience that you had in the frat? And what did you realize that you were gay while you were in the frat?
Oh, definitely. That's I
what
realized.
What was the moment?
I realized long before. I realized I was gay. Well, I always thought that I would grow out of it. That was the thing. I knew I was gay probably as early as 12 years old. I remember crushing on Anakin Skywalker, E-boy Anakin Skywalker, when he had his scar and his long hair, and he's like, the younglings.
That's hilarious.
Kills all of them in the temple.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, so I guess I knew I was attracted to men. I knew that was myself, and I had crushes on people that were men, that were boys, and so I knew I was gay. But I thought that if I would grow out of it, or if I did enough of these straight things, then I would not have to face it. I wouldn't have to become that gay person.
And I don't think that worked.
No, I'll get back to you on that. I
don't know. You tell me. Did that work out for you, Ryan?
Did not.
Did it make you straight, Ryan? Are you straight now?
I am 100% not straight.
So, okay. I guess do you have anything else to say on that point? You being in the frat?
It was a really fun time. Fraternities can be very fun and great experiences.
Yeah.
However, there is a lot of problems with fraternities. There are problematic people. There's problematic culture.
What would you say was something problematic that you saw happening in your fraternity?
Oh, racism. There's a lot of racism, especially in Mississippi. I don't know about fraternities in California or Oregon, but in places like Mississippi, there's so much racism. We would be doing selections on new pledges, and they would literally be like, no, he's black, he's not in here. And there was a good amount of us that were anti-racist and didn't stand up for that. But the way fraternities work is it's like just five people have to say like that kid's a loser.
I feel like it's a very like toxic masculinity-esque sort of zone, and it kind of, I don't know, it encourages men to be toxic. Am I wrong? Because I've never been in a fraternity, as you know. Guys, for your information, I did kind of drop out of college, at least for the time being. I have. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. I know.
But yeah, it is. Fraternities do breed toxic masculinity. I mean, the whole thing is about, and there's a brotherhood aspect to it, but it really is about like getting girls and being the best at that type of stuff and like playing sports, which isn't like a bad thing, but it does breed a lot of that toxic masculinity and people who are like really full of themselves and they just want to party, which is like, it's fine to party, of course, but when you make it your identity, then
it's kind of toxic.
Yeah, it's a little toxic.
Would you say that it was encouraged to be like, was sexism encouraged in a frat? Like, what is your experience with that? I don't know. Yeah,
sexism was pretty rampant too. So you had sexism, racism, honestly, homophobia a little bit, but like they would just say a faggot and stuff. They wouldn't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that most of them don't actually hate gay people.
Yeah.
But
no, I know they just say that way. No, that's what I get from a lot of straight guys. They'll be like, "Oh my god, this fucking faggot," and then they'll realize that I'm there, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I did not mean to say that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it that way." I'm just like. Oh,
exactly.
Okay. Like, something that goes through my mind when that word is said, when a straight guy says that word is, why would you, if you know that it's wrong to say, if you're apologizing to me after you say it, then why are you even saying it in the first place?
Right.
That's something that like I've always like, wondered, like, why would you say a word that is offensive and that like could potentially, be hurting somebody around you, but like, still actively say it. I don't know.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like my roommates in college who, when I came out to them my senior year, they loved me. They embraced me. Like, it was great. We remained best friends to this day.
Yeah.
They would all the time be like, "Oh, that shit's gay. This is gay," meaning like stupid or whatever. Like,
yeah.
And they would say the F word, and like literally they might have done it 1 or 2 times after I came out. And like, they were like, "Oh," and then like they didn't do it again. Like, so they were literally like, "Oh, that shit's gay." And I would just kind of look at them, and never again. It took 2 times for me to just look at them, and it clicked. So it's like, if they can click for anybody.
Yeah, I wish I could say the same. Like for my high school friends, a lot of my high school friends would, say faggot, say, you'd be like, "Oh my God, that's so gay." Mm-hmm. And something that I never understood was that, like, I feel like I never spoke up about it when they would say it. Yeah. But at that same time, I don't know, toxic masculinity, man. I don't know.
it's people just are trying to like impress others, like men, like young boys, young men. They're just, I think a lot of them just like don't know who they are, or they just like are trying to figure it out, and so they just try to project. There's a lot of projection in toxic masculinity.
I mean, I believe it. I went to a high school with a bunch of rich Californians, so cheers if any of you guys are watching this. But it was definitely an environment, let me tell you. I mean, we've talked about it before in your previous podcasts that I've been on. But anyways, I guess that I could use the whole toxic masculinity thing as a bit of a lead into my next question.
Yeah.
Tell us your craziest sex story.
With a guy or girl?
I mean, your craziest. It could be either.
Okay. Well, honestly, I haven't had much crazy sex in terms of like behind a dumpster or like or like on a beach or like anything like that, or like in public. But when I did lose my virginity to a girl, it was a long time coming, and we hadn't been friends and like known each other, and I actually had like been like not dating, but like her roommate, we were like really close, and like her roommate really liked me, but I was like the straight boy that was like, I'm not making any moves. Like, we would study together in her room, and she would be like, like whatever. And like, I just never made moves on her, but we always joked about getting married. And then we were really drunk one night and like partying at her place. And the other one, who's very like she's one of those people that comes onto you and really comes onto you. So she just came on to me, and like whatever, I was really drunk and was feeling it, I guess. And when it hooked up with her upstairs, while her roommate who liked me was like sleeping next door, and it was really sad. It was really bad. And this is a part of me that like I know I needed to work on. Like
I mean,
I didn't
is
even-
that bad that I laugh at that?
No. I mean, Grace, if you're watching, like, I'm sorry. You are an angel, and you know how much I care about you. I love you. But yeah, so I lose my virginity to this girl.
No, that's really admirable that you can like acknowledge that that's bad now.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. But
I
anyway,
was
sorry,
a shitty
continue.
person. We
Yeah.
can get deep into this as it goes on.
Okay.
Of the shitty person I used to be, because I'm a lot prouder of myself now.
Yeah.
But lose my virginity to this girl. I wear a condom, and I'm like hitting it from behind. I'm like half hard. I'm like not understanding how it's working. And so after like 10, 15 minutes, I don't know what it was just not working for me. Like, it was not fun. And I'm like, sex is supposed to be fun. And I fake come and like,
Wait, how do you do that as a guy? How does that work?
I'm just hitting it from behind, and I'm like,
were you like,
I'm gonna run to the bathroom, and I really sprinted to the bathroom,
Jesus.
threw out the condom, flushed it down the toilet, so she wouldn't know. But she somehow knew. She was like, "Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you sure?" I'm like, "Who asked that? Like, who asked that? Like, yes, I'm sure." I guess so. So that was just my. In terms of crazy sex stories, that's just like, I don't know. It was a fail. Had sex with another girl in my roommate's bed.
Yeah.
Tim Cody, I'm so sorry, but every single person in that house in the retreat number 154, we all had sex on your bed. It was a little game we tried to play. And so when I invited this girl over who I had been in contact with since freshman year,
Yeah.
and we did it on her bed. And I convinced her that was my second house, because I lived in the fraternity house that year. And I was like, oh, this is my off-campus house. I was, projecting again, like trying to be super cool.
Yeah.
Like, I have two houses.
No, I feel like my interactions with frat guys, like so far, because I have friends who go to college, I have friends who go to UCLA, ASU, other colleges, and I visited them, and all the frat guys that I meet, they all seem like super like they're trying to prove something to everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's
Oh,
like
yeah.
the vibe that I get. Like they don't really like, I don't know, they have like a very like low sense of self, or maybe like self-esteem, so they like try and raise that by like putting others down. I don't know.
No, totally. Trying to prove something to everyone else.
Yeah.
Definitely. What I was
Yeah.
trying to prove was that I was straight, that I was normal, because I was scared. And so you're not wrong at all. Like, I think a lot of people, there's great people in fraternities, but like a lot of people in fraternities are looking for an identity. They're looking for something to latch onto and prove themselves and project like their own insecurities.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, like, I think that's now what fraternities mostly are.
If there was a straight guy watching this, would you recommend them to join your like a fraternity in college?
Yeah, I think it depends on like the person. I think
Yeah.
everyone's different. I think that
Yeah.
if you like know who you are and you can survive without the fraternity, because people make fraternities their identity. And if you can survive without it, if you can have friends outside of it, if you can control your partying and your drug use, then join a fraternity. They're great. They can offer connections. They can offer lifelong friendships. So join one if you want to. But I'm not going to take a hard step on either like they're super bad or they're
Yeah.
like super good. I just think that it depends on the person.
Okay. No, that's super interesting. But here, let me pull up my next.
Would you
question.
join a fraternity as a gay person?
Honestly, as of right now in my life, definitely not.
Mhm.
I'm in a very like workaholic state of mind right
Yeah,
now.
you are.
And do I think that a fraternity would be the environment for me to be a workaholic? Definitely not. I don't know. You tell me.
No.
Yeah.
Fraternities are not breeding grounds
Yeah.
for hardworking people.
Yes.
Um,
That's the vibe that I've got. I have one of my best friends actually was in a fraternity. Like, was it Delta Sigma Pi? I don't remember. And
I'm sure that's it.
oh, okay. Yeah. And she just pretty much drank her way through college.
Yeah.
Like that's what she told me. Like that girl can outdrink absolutely anybody that I know. Like she is absolutely insane. Shout out to Hannah. I love you. But
Yeah, I drank and smoked my way through college, which is whatever.
yeah,
but
it's whatever.
it's-
It's whatever.
I did what I felt was comfortable at the
It's
time.
necessary.
Yeah.
But I guess this is a totally different question. Do you have
Okay.
anything else to say about frats, colleges in general, sex stories? Hookup? Wait.
We'll probably
Yeah.
wrap around to more hookups or
Yes.
stuff later. Like,
yes, we
Yeah.
will definitely wrap around some more hookup stories. But you told me about some previous endeavors that you started that failed, like a YouTube channel, etc.
Yeah.
What did you learn from those failures?
Oh, great question.
Yeah.
Well, for one, I learned that like keep going. Like it's okay to fail.
Yeah.
So for context, I mean, because Luke knows this, before starting Alphabet Mafia, which was officially like launched or started in, I think, late January, like the day Kobe died out, honestly. Before starting that, I started a YouTube channel that previous September. So like 4 months before that, 5 months before that.
Yes.
And, it got up to like 500 subscribers with like no connections, no fan base, whatever, which is cool, I guess. But, it wasn't going anywhere, and I wasn't having fun doing it because I kind of didn't have a niche, and I kind of lost my interest in doing that channel. And so I started Alphabet Mafia, and because I finally found a purpose or like a niche, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to tell the world.
Okay. Okay.
So I think just from learning from your failures is don't give up. Like you will fail. And if I hadn't have failed at the YouTube channel the first time, then I probably wouldn't have even had the inspiration or the knowledge to make Alphabet Mafia as successful as it got.
I completely agree. I think that's essential in today's world. I feel like if I knew a lot of people in high school, I'll give a specific example here. There was this one friend, we'll call him Bob.
Okay.
I'm not going to shout him out on the podcast, but I was on the pole vault team with Bob. And Bob, his freshman year, he was jumping 9 feet. And for those of you who do not pole vault, that is very good as a freshman, as like a 14-year-old child.
Wow.
And because one of his other teammates, who I was also friends with, jumped higher than him, he quit.
Oh, wow.
He just quit because I don't know, maybe he didn't feel adequate enough.
Yeah.
He didn't feel like he was good enough. But what I'm trying to say here is that, in life, you're going to fail in life. There's going to be times where you're not the best, and that's completely okay.
Mm-hmm.
And if anything, those failures, those are the biggest learning experiences in life. I don't think that life can exist like without failures. Am I wrong?
No, you're completely 100% right. Like you have to fail. Like you have to, because it teaches you something each time, and it really, if you don't fail, like you're basically being handed everything. It's like you're like a inheritance child. What are those trust fund babies?
Yes.
And there's not really nobility in that either. Like if you succeed your first time, great, love the success for you. But like you didn't work that hard for it, right? Like you got to fail a few times, get knocked down a few times, and it's going to make you better each time you get up and start again. I think I saw something. There's like to start a successful business, you have to start like 9 different businesses.
I mean,
Yeah.
You have to keep trying.
Yeah.
It's not something that you're just gonna like guarantee. There's no guaranteed success in life.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of kids nowadays are taught that if you fail once, you should just give up. There's this mentality taught in schools that like everybody deserves an award, everybody deserves participation, credibility. Which to some extent, I see the point, I understand it, but at the same time, like I feel like kids should be taught that like an award, a trophy is like earned. It's something that you work really, really hard for.
Yeah.
Oh,
totally.
Yeah,
definitely. Because without failure and without adversity, there's no like triumph. Like it doesn't feel good to get to the end of the race or to win an award. Like I don't know, just like look at like the people who like win Oscars and stuff. Like they had to go through so much. Most of them, I'm talking about, like had to go through so much shit, so many auditions, so many rejections, so many shitty horror movies until they finally
got
discovered and
good movie
and made a good movie. Exactly.
And who knows if those experiences, like they probably would have been a different actor. Maybe they wouldn't have gotten that Oscar if they didn't have those experiences.
Right. Or maybe they learned something on that set that like helped them later down the road.
Exactly.
So yeah, don't give up, kids.
Yes.
Don't give up.
Yes. So do you have anything else to say on that?
No.
Okay. So we briefly, talked about how you used to play football in high school. And I guess like my 2 questions to you is, what drew you to play football? And on top of that, what was it like being a closeted football player?
Oh, good questions.
Yeah.
What drew me to play football? Honestly, I do think I did enjoy the sport. I did enjoy watching it to an extent. Today, I'll just set the record. Today, I don't watch much sports at all or football at all, just because I don't think it's like worth my time. But if it was, if like, if one of my great friends wanted to like hang out and watch it, I would watch the game. I would enjoy the game.
Yeah.
But so I did think like as a child, I did actually like, I really did enjoy the sports and watching football. So that was part of the reason why I wanted to play. The other part was pressure from my dad.
Yeah.
I think that if I had to do it again, I don't know, because I actually really, in hindsight, really liked football. Like I have dreams sometimes today of like going back and playing again. I would have done things differently. I would have ate differently. I would have worked harder. I would have like been more conscious of
No,
like, what
I
I was doing,
understand that.
'cause
No. That's the same
Yeah.
exact thing with me and like running and track. I wish I did work harder, not because I regret like the way that I did play, but like I feel like I could have worked harder. I could have
been better. I could have been better
much
if
better,
I knew what I knew now.
Definitely.
And so, but also pressure from my dad. But there's two sides to it, because I also wish I had done more things like theater in high school.
Yeah. No. Same.
And so I almost wish I would have forgot football altogether and just done theater and done the plays.
I actually have a funny story about theater. When I was a freshman in high school, I didn't join theater because I thought it was gay.
Same, dude. Same. And now look at us.
And now look at us, ladies and gentlemen. Now look at us.
Two fags.
Two fucking faggots. Two gay men over here vibing in the Dominican Republic. And now I do kind of wish that I took those theater classes. Honestly.
Me too. Honestly, that is. If I don't believe in regrets, but like that is like low key a regret of mine. And I was even pushed to by family friends, like people who were like involved. There's like there's like theater families, like people at the school who like are very involved in theater.
Yeah.
I was pushed by some people. They were like, Ryan, try out for this. I'm like, I can't sing. They're like, just go, try out. And I said no. I kept saying no. And like it's so upsetting because
same.
like, what if I said yes? Like,
my dad was literally pushing so hard for me to go into theater. He was like, Luke, you should do it. Like, I think you have potential in this. I think you should act. Like, you have to look for it, Luke. You have the personality. Like, do it. And I was like, no, Dad, it's gay. That's where all the gay kids are. And now I'm just like, wait, I'm fucking gay.
And those theater kids are fun as fuck.
Yeah, the theater,
like now
the theater kids are like the vibe.
Yeah,
the theater kids are the vibe.
Like, they're messy bunch, but like they're fun.
But the messiness is the fun part.
Exactly. Exactly. And I'm a messy bunch.
But
too.
what was it like being closeted in football?
Oh, yeah, true. Honestly, kind of hot. No, I cannot be saying that on air. But yeah, I did notice the guys. What I mean is, like, I did notice because we would change and we would shower sometimes.
Are you saying you did it for the men, Ryan? Is that?
That's the sole reason I played football, because it's not like I had a phone where I could just watch videos online. But no, it was interesting because, like, yes, like you would see your friends naked and like you would, but like I was really good at controlling it. Like I never got a boner like in the locker room.
Impressive.
Or in like when I was also naked, I guess.
Impressive.
Yeah. Like I was good at control. I was really good at control. I'm so good at faking things. That's the thing. It's like besides that first
faking orgasm.
Besides that fake orgasm, because she called me out.
Yeah. You see, like I was like the only gay athlete, like in my grade. I'm pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure I was the only out gay athlete. Yeah, I'm like fairly certain of that.
Were you like discriminated against? Like
no,
like, you, don't
no. God, thank God. I don't know. I always position, like I told you, I always position myself in this like place where like I don't know, people just never like gave me any shit. Like I never had to worry about like.
Damn.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just stuck up for yourself.
Yes, essentially, I just made sure. Before I came out, I like made sure I had a really stable friend group. I was okay, and I guess like my subconscious, it has my back. It's always preparing me for shit to happen. But it was just like now I wonder. I'm like, out of like there were like a good like 150 guys who were athletes, and statistically speaking, there's definitely at least 5 or 6 of them are probably a little bit,
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't know. I feel like my high school was a very toxic environment,
Mm-hmm.
And I just got lucky because I do have the advantage that I am straight passing, and straight guys are like, oh my god, like I feel like they like it when you're straight passing. They do, right?
It makes them more comfortable.
It makes them more comfortable, and they're like, "Oh my god, like he's one of the bros." But like if you're feminine, they're like, "Oh, fuck you."
And
they're
that's
like, "Fuck you."
That's like actually like a big thing to like discuss because like
yeah,
it's harder for feminine gays or like boys.
I mean, literally, if you guys want a prime example of feminine gays struggling Today we were at the gym and in the Dominican Republic, and this guy walks up to me and he's like, there's another gay guy working out of the gym, and he has nails, like it's pretty obvious that he's gay. He walks up to me, he's like, hey, do you think that that's okay? Like, should a man really be dressing like that? Like, what is he doing here in the gym? And I was just like, it's his life, dude. Like, he should do what makes him happy.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah.
and I think that I changed the guy's mind, the guy's opinion on it, because he gave me his number, and apparently I'm going to work out with him now,
Hey.
tomorrow or something. But the moral of the story is that why are straight guys so scared of showing their femininity? I've never fully understood it. It's like it makes them vulnerable. It breaks their small shell of an ego that they have. I don't know.
Yeah, no, it's toxic masculinity. It's like being scared. It's like projecting your insecurities. You feel insecure about X, Y, and Z, and so you don't show any sort of femininity because like it makes you look weak, or like society thinks it makes you look weak.
Yes.
And if you are a weak person on the inside, or you feel like you're a weak person, you have insecurities, you don't want to show any sign of that.
Correct.
So you're not going to paint your nails. Like, you're not going to.
It's really weird. It's so weird to me, because I feel like there's a lot of straight, guys who are closeted out there who won't even bother, even try experimenting with their sexuality, because they've been told that like being gay, being bisexual is like demasculine.
Yeah.
What's the word for it? I don't know.
Demasculinifying.
I don't know.
Demasculinifying.
Yeah, I don't know the word for it. I'm not good with words either. It's fine. But what I'm trying to say is that like I feel like, to any straight guys listening to this right now, like it's okay.
I don't think straight guys are listening.
Hey, I don't know.
They are. You're right.
You see, I don't know. I have a pretty diverse following on Snapchat, so I don't know. One of my bros could be watching this. Who knows? I have no idea.
Shout out Luke's bros.
Yeah. To any straight guys watching this, like it is okay to experiment with, not necessarily your sexuality, but being more feminine. And I think that if anything, nowadays girls find it more attractive for guys to be in touch with their feminine side.
Yes.
And that's something that I've noticed with literally all of my female friends, is that they're like, oh my God, Luke, like I literally love gay guys. I don't know what to do about it. They're just so nice. Like their personalities are great. Like they treat women with respect. I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah. I mean, I think that like anyone should just do what they want and like what feels comfortable. So if like you are a straight guy, or you're a gay guy, or you're whatever, like and you want to paint your nails, like fucking paint your nails.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to wear a dress, wear a dress.
Yeah.
Just do what makes you comfortable and forget the judgment from anyone else.
Exactly.
It's hard. It is hard, especially for a younger person to grasp. But like once you get older, you realize that like other people's opinions don't matter.
Yeah. And I guess like this is totally not a question I prepared, but this is a good lead in for this question. What is your opinion on mask for mask guys?
Oh, mask for mask.
Yeah.
Gay guys.
Do you think that that's a preference, or do you think that that's homophobia to some degree?
No, I think it's internalized homophobia to an extent, because my first year out of the closet, I was kind of like that. I was like a mask for mask gay. It might have been in my Grindr profile. But as I've grown and as I've learned and I've had more experiences and I've met more people, I've realized like you can like anyone. Like if there's a femboy like and they're attractive or you vibe with them, like do it. Like it's okay. It was kind of, I was like scared to hook up with that person because I felt like it would destroy my own image, or like if I was like in a relationship with them, like it would make me look too gay or something.
No, I was the same way when I first came out. Like I was like, oh, I don't like feminine guys. No, mask for mask, all this shit. It was terrible. Like literally the first like year of me being out in high school. Oh my God, that was for any of you guys who are watching who potentially went to high school with me. I am so sorry. I apologize. I deeply apologize. But what I'm trying to get at here is that like I feel like it's a phase that every single gay guy goes through, and then like I don't know, the time it takes for them to come out of that phase obviously differs. But like I don't think it's a really like a preference. I feel like being feminine or being masculine doesn't determine your like sexual position or anything.
No,
and you
shouldn't
like not date somebody just because they're feminine.
I think here's where it might like kind of muddy the water, is when it is actually a relationship, because like if you have a super femboy and like a super masculine, you might just not be compatible in terms of like interests. And like if you're masc, you like, let's go to the gym and then let's go on a run and then let's fuck. And it's like if you're femme, you're like, let's go like whatever, like do not those things.
No, exactly.
And so it might just be a compatibility issue, but like if you're talking about like friends or hookups,
by feminine, I'm talking about like there's masked guys who literally
the people who only say that,
who won't date a guy because they sound a little bit gay,
right?
You know, like
no, that's super problematic. That's
right?
Toxic.
Okay.
Like, and I was like that, like too. I think you hit on the nail on the head. A lot of people that do come out of the closet initially start like that. I remember telling my mom shortly after I came out to her, and they were visiting me at college. I like look at her and I go, Mom, don't worry, I only like people like me. She's like, what? I'm like, I only like people like me. And she kind of got it. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, meaning like, I was telling her like I wasn't going to date people who were too gay or flamboyant.
Yeah, that I got lucky. And like, you know, my parents, I mean, my mom, she was, you know, a little bit homophobic, right? but it's okay. We're okay now. I love you, Mom. But my dad was actually completely accepting. Thank God. You know,
Your dad's chill though.
Yeah, my dad's chill. We have other issues, but
not on this podcast.
Yeah, not on this podcast. But it's just like I feel like the only reason that I developed like this sort of like hating feminine gaze, hating femininity in general, I don't know why I developed that. Yeah. It was almost it's like it challenges like the masculine sort of personality persona that a man is supposed to be if you date a feminine guy. Like what was the reasoning behind? I don't know what the reasoning was. Like honestly, like the reasoning behind mine was just like I really don't like understand my reasoning.
No, honestly, to me, I think it was just like my own ego and like my own like I didn't want to like look at me now. I have fucking painted nails and whatever. Yeah. Like I was scared. I was scared of being too gay. That was the problem.
Yeah.
There's this concept of like too gay. Yeah. And so when I came out, I was like, I'm gay, but I'm not like that type of gay.
Right.
And
You're so right.
And I even like I literally didn't top or bottom for the first 6 months of coming out because I thought it was too gay. I would literally put a penis in my mouth. I would swallow that bitch and but I wouldn't put it in the rear because I thought it was too gay. How fucked up is that? That was toxic to say like, no, I'm gay and I will make out with a guy. I will swallow his cum, but I won't like bottom. Like that is what?
Yeah, no, I was like,
and I was afraid.
No, I was the same. I remember like, oh, there's a beetle. I wouldn't like I remember when I was like about to give my first blowjob, I was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to like cross this line? Even though I was already out, like to myself as well, I was like, oh my God, like I guess this means I'm really gay. I was like what the fuck? What the fuck are you thinking, Luke? Yes, you are gay, Luke. Yeah, that's the thing.
Exactly.
Yes,
it's like just embrace it. Like I know it's hard for people and like it's a journey, but like embrace it. Embrace your gayness. Explore. Have fun.
Explore, have fun. Don't let preconceived judgments stop you from doing anything.
Oh, right? Absolutely. Of course.
Like I feel like there is, you know, everybody is morphed by how they grow up and the environment that they're in and the people that they hang out with. And when you come out, you have to take yourself out of that old mindset that you used to have and like be like, you know what? Maybe I do need to, you know, be a little bit more open with what I choose. And like, would you say that like what about like femme for femme or like something like that? Was that
that's probably the same type of toxic? I mean,
right? I don't know, right?
I don't know. It's weird that we're saying this because also like neither of us are femme.
Yeah.
And it's also like femboys are the ones that are kind of like discriminated against. So it's like how do we got to put ourselves in their shoes, but it's hard to. I mean, I would assume anyone who just like makes a blanket statement on like if a black guy said no whites, like that's probably problematic. We know for sure if a white guy said no blacks, that's problematic.
Yeah.
So it's like it is. It's like you can't just block people out because of things that like they like or that they can't control, like skin color. Like
it's definitely something that's very odd to me. I remember I had a conversation with somebody who I don't remember where I had this conversation. It was I believe it was one of my friends. I'm not going to say the name on this podcast in case they are watching this, but this friend told me, they were like, yo, like honestly, like race preference, like that's internalized racism. Is that, I don't know. What do we think about that?
Oh yeah, that's a good question.
I don't know, because I know like my best friend, like she's like, Luke, like I swear to God, like, you know, I would date a black guy if I was into them, but like I'm just not into them. I'm into like 6'3" whites.
Yeah, no, that's
Like-
see, the problem is that like we are conditioned as Americans, I guess, we are
Yeah.
conditioned to think that white is the beauty standard.
Yeah.
Like we are told what the beauty standard is. Like we grew up
Right.
with movies and mainstream media and like magazines, like looking a certain way,
Yeah.
hot blonde, hot brunette girl,
Yes.
and it's like, or guy, and you don't get like that version for black people, and so it
Yes.
is an internalized
And
racism,
even
or
then-
even an ignorance thing.
and even then, like I feel like all like the Asian people that are shown, black people that are shown, pretty much any other race that is shown, the ones that are considered hot have European features, right? Am I wrong?
I haven't looked into that, but
I have.
can you, what,
I have.
what are European features?
European, like a very strong jawline, high cheekbones, small to like medium lips.
Oh, true.
Defined eyebrows, a hairline that only is about like that big, right? I don't know.
Not like curly hair.
Not too curly hair, straight hair.
Interesting.
I mean, because if you want a prime example, like I would straighten my hair all throughout high school.
You had straight hair.
No, I didn't have straight hair. I would literally
But
take a hair straightener and straighten my hair. That's what I would do. And like now that I have the right products and I know my hair, I love the curliness. I would never, ever ask for different hair, different anything, because I love myself.
Yeah.
I think everybody should have self-love. But it's just like I feel like this preconceived image of beauty that's not necessarily America, but maybe like Western culture has, like it needs to be challenged.
Oh, of course. Yeah, it needs to be like that's part of like the whole, I guess, overall greater movement that's happening right now is just to dismantle the structural racism, the
structural integrity of like this
because-
internalized racism that some people have.
Exactly.
I wouldn't even, maybe it's not, I don't know. I feel like racism is such a strong word for that. I think that it's just something subconscious that has been like, I guess, pushed into absolutely everybody because of our media.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah.
I think that, it is it is problematic to like block off certain races because you're not into them. I think that like there's beauty in all skin colors and all
yes
features. Like there is beauty there.
Have you ever talked to like a black gay about like the racism in the gay community? Because I know that it is very, very, very strong. And the fact that every single time I talk to a black guy, they're like, "Are you into me? Like, are you sure you don't care about my skin color?" Like, I'll get messages on my live streams on TikTok of black guys being like, "Hey, like, do you care about my skin color? Do you have a preference for skin color?" I'm just like, what? Like,
it's really sad.
Like genuinely, like that's sad.
Yeah.
That's really disappointing that people, we're supposed to be a very united, welcoming, loving community. And, I feel like if you're a minority in the gay community, it can be harder.
Oh, totally. No, I think I've talked offline mostly, but I definitely have heard stories of people that just don't feel accepted, that they get judged, that they do have to sit through those types of things where they message someone and they get blocked because they're black.
Literally.
And even in my experience, there's people I know, there's like black people, they'll try to like tone down their blackness, like in their pictures or in like their profile picture, they'll look like maybe dark skin, like tan. And then they'll send like face pictures or send more pictures in like black. And it's like, oh, okay. But it's like they are trying to hide it. I've encountered that.
I've never encountered that, thank God. But I feel like people try and hide their culture in their pictures. People try and just make themselves look like, I guess, more Western centric, more, I guess, what is normalized in our society. It's it's very sad to watch. I feel like people need to get out of America, go out of your own country for a month, like we did.
Yes.
It'll change you. It's an experience that will change you. It'll make you much more appreciative of what you have. I think that's an experience everybody needs to have, and maybe that could solve, this problem. Is everybody just gets a different perspective of the world.
Even if you can't travel, like what needs to happen is like in schools, they need to teach about other cultures or other.
Yeah.
They need to like be honest about the history of America.
Yeah.
And they need to be honest about the diversity of America.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting I find about history classes? So for those of you who do not know, I took both AP European history and AP US history and AP. It's advanced placement. So I took like the highest history classes that were available in high school. Every single time we would talk about another culture, they didn't start talking about that other culture until it impacted Western history.
Yeah.
In any class. And like what I realized is that I know absolutely nothing about I think there's 54 countries in Africa. I could be totally wrong. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. I know nothing about any of the countries in South America. I know very little history about any of the Asian countries as well. And that just honestly, it's a bit disgusting and disheartening to realize that we have this illusion that we know a lot about the world when we really don't.
No, totally. Like,
we really don't.
We only know about like our present environment, like our immediate environment.
Yes,
we really do.
Yeah, it's just very shocking to see how much the education system has sort of failed kids in that regard.
Yeah,
and like I mean, you could probably even ask me, ask any kid, any American child in the American education system, where a country in Africa is, where a country in South America is, where a country in Asia is, Southeast Asia is, and they probably would not be able to place it on the map. Actually, I feel like I could, but it's just like, how can we call ourselves the best country in the world? Best, and I put, quotations around that, but yet we don't know anything about the world.
Right.
It's just kind of, it shocked me. The only reason I bring this up is because I thought about it when I was high. One time, I went down this rabbit hole. I was just like, Jesus Christ! I literally know nothing about like any country, anything.
That's the best when you go down the high rabbit holes.
Yeah,
you start to think about things and you just kind of unwind.
I was gonna make a TikTok about it, but I never got to it. So I guess it's gonna be revealed in this podcast. So, whatever. But I don't know. It's the strangest thing to me how uneducated Americans are on world politics, world views, and other countries' history. Yet, we claim to be, the best country, the most educated. We claim to have the best education, all this other stuff, which obviously just isn't true.
The whole claim that we're the best is like so false. Like we are the worst in a lot of things. We're the best in a lot of the worst categories.
Hey, we're the best. We have the highest number of prisons.
Prisons,
yeah, we have that. We have the most. We have the most incarcerations. We have the most prisoners.
Obesity.
Yep.
What else? Like poverty. Not poverty. Education is not
we have
good.
The
education
most
is
billionaires.
We have the most billionaires. That's true.
Wow.
But education is not.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing, but yeah.
No, it's probably a good thing because it means like there's opportunity.
I mean, yeah.
But we don't. We're not good in education compared to other like Western.
Yes, we're like number 52 or something, right?
I don't know the number, but I know
I'm pretty sure it's like 52 or 54 in education or something.
We're pretty bad in happiness.
Yeah.
We're high in depression.
Yeah.
And we're high.
I remember, this is a fun fact about my school. Shout out to Westlake High School. Love you guys. My school, they did a survey of the students. And apparently nearly 50% of the kids had some form of anxiety or depression.
Wow.
So that meant that the kid sitting next to you, there was a 50% chance that kid had some form of anxiety or depression. And keep in mind that I was raised in an upper middle class neighborhood. It was a good school, good education. And the fact that mental health was such a big issue is perplexing to me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I fundamentally believe that somebody who has mental issues going on, depression, anxiety, some like ADD, any of these things going on, that they cannot be functioning students. I think that mental health is so important in the student atmosphere. If a student does not have good mental health, they're not going to be a good student, period.
Oh, no, period. Not at all. Like, they're not going to do their work. They're not going to pay attention in class. They're not going to, even if they do try to pay attention, they're not going to be able to comprehend it.
Yeah.
It's mental health needs to be on a pedestal. It needs to be talked about more. We need to do more things about it. And it is moving in the right direction because mental health is becoming something that people are talking about more. But,
yes.
And social media plays into it too. Social media has
completely degraded young people's mental health.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It
done
has
great
been-
things too, because like look at like what we
it
do. and,
has.
Like, look at
I'll give you a story from one of my best friends who, again, I'm not going to name, just want to keep their privacy. She told me how she did not have any body issues before she joined social media. And then she saw people, these perfect social media models, and she looked at herself in the mirror and she was like, I don't look like that.
oh wow.
I don't have that body. And she started starving herself.
Ouch.
And she went down this terrible rabbit hole for a few years, and I was not there for this. This was when her and I went to different schools, and it's disgusting that we've reached this level in our society where people are literally starving themselves because they don't look a certain way. They're developing disorders because they have this preconceived image of what they're supposed to look like, when in reality bodies come in all shapes and sizes. And I'm not necessarily advocating for people to be obese or not be obese or anything like that. What I'm saying is that bodies in general, like, everybody is different. Every single body is different.
Love yourself.
Love yourself for who you are,
for the body you have.
For the body that you have, because you're not going to get another one. You only live once.
And if you aren't comfortable with it, see what you can do to change it, because bodies can change.
Yes.
I mean, there is a lot of genetics that go on. There is a lot of things like that. But like, if you truly aren't happy with yourself, like, maybe change what you do. Like my fitness journey, like when I first came out of the closet, I was a little bit chubbier. I was a little dad body, and I worked really hard to get fit because there was also pressure from the gay community to look like that. And I
think that the most important thing to say before you say that is that, like, in order to start changing your body in that way, is that you have to love what you have first. It has to be out of like love, not out of hate.
It has to be out of self-love.
Yes.
Yeah. You have to want to like push yourself and like you love yourself so much that you want the best version of yourself.
Well, simply because, like, if you're not happy with who you are now and where you are now, like, you're never going to be able to achieve that happiness. You have to be happy with what you have and who you are now in order to reach that new stage, that new level, that new accomplishment that you want to achieve.
Yeah. Where was I going? I was talking about pressure from the gay community to like fit in, be more fit. And so like I worked really hard and I had a great body and I was like down to 9% body fat, but I was a little unhappy because like it was, in my experience, like it was too strict of a diet, too much work. Like I didn't have the freedom to where, like, let's say you get to like 12% body fat. It's like, okay, now you can like eat ice cream and not like hate yourself for it or like whatever. Yeah. And it's like, so find what works for you is my point.
Yeah.
Find that happy medium that where like you really like where you are and like how you look.
Yeah.
And then also like where it's doable, where you're not you're not overextending yourself in your diet.
No, I completely agree.
Is it raining?
I have no idea. Is it?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, anyways, I kind of wanted to jump into that whole, thing about gay.
Yeah. Gay.
No. I mean, Jesus,
gay.
That's not what I meant.
Are you
like
gay?
Yes, I am gay. Sorry, I just had to check, guys. Yes, I'm gay. But something that like I've noticed is that like there is this really like toxic cult about like having this certain body type. I feel like in the gay community.
Yeah.
And like I have this one friend. His name is Will. You should probably move that box.
Okay. Do you want to grab it?
Yeah, sure. I got it.
Do you want it? I can grab it.
Okay. I'll continue telling the story while he's grabbing the box, guys. But I have this one friend, and I love him to death. And he texted me one day, and he was like, "Hey, like, I honestly hate my body." And I was like, "Why? You literally have the body of a Greek god. Like, I envy your body." And he was like, "Luke, it's because I constantly see this body image of like a twink, like a skinny guy, projected on social media, blasted everywhere. And I don't see my body type represented absolutely anywhere anymore." Like,
and he was community. Like fit.
Oh my gosh, this man is a 6-pack. This man, and he hated his body because what is presented out there does not.
I think he's looking in the wrong places, not to discredit him, but there's a lot of muscular gays that get attention.
Yes. But it's
keep going.
it's more of like, I guess what I'm trying to get to here is that like I feel like there's a lot of like toxicity in the gay community when it comes to like categorizing people's bodies.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, we literally have labels. Like what
Yeah.
other like straight people don't have like labels for like they don't have bear, twink,
Yeah.
like what cub, like all these different things. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it is strange. I don't know where that comes from.
I don't know where
the
that
history of
comes.
that is.
I don't
That's
know
kinda
what the history
interesting.
of that is either.
I mean, I'm kind of interested in finding that out now. But,
Right.
I mean, is it toxic? I mean, it can be. Is it kind of also like useful? Maybe, but
I mean, I guess it's useful, but like, I mean, you're objective. Like, I feel like that'll cause the same problems that girls have with their bodies. But we see it in the gay community. I mean, I know of a lot of my friends who literally starve themselves. A lot of my gay friends starve themselves. They eat one meal a day because they want to maintain their skinniness.
they want to maintain their twink status.
Yes, and I'm just like, Jesus Christ, like that's not healthy
Yeah.
at all.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Like at all. And the fact that like I feel like starving yourself, like I feel like it's becoming more normalized. Like I don't know. That's something
Yeah.
that I've noticed. A lot of my friends are like, yeah, I eat one meal a day. Like I'm quirky. Oh my God. I'm just like, that's not healthy. That's not healthy to eat one meal a day.
No, it's not.
It's just like it's really sad to like, I guess say like watch that. I don't know. Do you
Is it a gay thing?
I think it's not specific to the gay community, but I feel like in men it is more prevalent in the gay community.
It's very present in the gay community.
Yeah.
No, yeah, definitely. There's a definite toxic body standard for gay men. Like if you're not a twink, you have to have muscles and abs. If you're not that, then you have to be a twink. And it's like there is definitely these like body standards that gay men feel pressure to live up to. I mean, I experienced that myself, and I don't know the solution to it. I think the solution is just to like for people to be more open-minded to others. It's also hard because people like have attractions, and people think that if you're too muscular or too skinny or too fat, then they can't be attracted to you.
I think
it's
that
like it's a hard line to draw because that is also true. Like we are attracted to like certain people.
Yes. I think that the solution is that not to necessarily change the gay community or change the community like in any way. I think that the solution would just be like for people to start loving themselves more for who they are and the body type that they have. Not
I think
look
the
in the mirror.
solution would be to stop idolizing certain body types only.
Yes.
If we're gonna idolize body types or whatever, like every body type, like fat is beautiful, skinny is beautiful, chub is beautiful, like put them all up there. Stop just like giving twinks and muscle daddies like all the recognition.
Yeah, because I feel like each body type can be is equally appreciated by different types of people who have different preferences.
Yeah, of course.
Is a body type a preference, would you say? I think it is.
Yeah, it's a preference. Right? It's something that people prefer.
Yeah.
It's a preference, and I think it's an okay preference to an extent. Again, I think that like when you get to know someone or you really like someone, it can transcend that a little bit.
Yes.
There is room for that.
I completely agree. I don't think you should completely close your doors to somebody just because they don't fit your body type preference.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I guess on that note, we should move to the next talking topic. How have you coped with your internalized homophobia, and in what ways do you think that you could still improve?
Oh, good question.
Yes.
How have I coped?
Or how did you cope, better said?
How did I cope? Well, the funny thing is I didn't know it was internalized homophobia because I didn't even know it was a word or it was a thing until it was almost gone, if that makes sense. Like I wouldn't, like how I was saying earlier, I wouldn't bottom, how I wouldn't date femboys or like be into femboys. Those are all like internalized homophobia stuff. Are we talking like post coming out or pre coming out? I guess
we're talking about, I mean, whichever one you want to talk about.
I guess it mostly applies to post coming out. I feel like internalized homophobia is something that you realize once you come out. Pre coming out, I was very projective. Like I would again act straight, join a fraternity, whatever. So that was internalized homophobia, but that was projecting. Post coming out, it was just like I don't know. I didn't know it was internalized homophobia. I just thought that it was normal, and that it was okay to have these preferences or to like do these things when it's not. When all I had to do was realize that like it's okay to be gay.
Yeah.
It's okay to be who you are, and it's okay to explore. And I think I just did that over time. It really was time. That's all it was. No one talked to me about internalized homophobia. No one showed me that, that not bottoming for 6 months was like kind of stupid and internally homophobic. So it just over time I realized like it's okay to do these things. It's okay to paint your nails.
Yes. Yeah, it is okay.
Yeah, of course. And that's just kind of how I coped with it, or how I like learned from it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And would you say that like you still have some internalized homophobia to some degree like today?
Honestly, probably not. No.
No.
I think it's pretty much gone. Like, I'm so proud to be gay. I'm so happy to be gay. I'm so happy for anyone else who's gay.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what shape, size, or color you are, or what you're into, like, I think,
Yeah.
Another way internalize homophobia presents itself is not wanting to be around other gay people or people who don't fit your identity.
Yes. I've met so many gay guys who have just been like, yeah, I don't have any gay friends because they're like, they can be too much. And I'm just like, so that's a red flag.
Yes. Exactly.
like
that's
I literally
homophobia.
I stop talking to guys like if they say that, because I think that it's healthy and very necessary for you to have gay friends. As a gay person, it keeps you connected to not necessarily like to the community, and I think that it's good to surround yourself with people who are similar to you as well. It's not like, you can have like, your straight girlfriends or whatever, but like at the same time, it's being gay is not really something that can be fully understood unless you are like gay. I feel like it's it's
the same thing with like trans people.
Yeah, it's the same thing with like
I'll never
being a woman in abortion rights. Like we're never gonna fully get that.
Yes.
Because we're not like women. We're not trans. But what I think we can do is, support them.
Right. Yeah, support them and listen to them is the most important thing.
Yes.
Because too many men love to mansplain, and they'll talk over you about abortion rights, and it's like, shut the fuck up. You're a man. Sit down. Let's listen to the women talk.
Yep.
It's their bodies. It's their issue.
That's I think it's just, as I told you before, it's a choice between woman, and if there is a God, it's a choice between a woman and a God. It's not really something that like a man should have necessarily like too much of a choice in. I really don't think. I think it's the woman's body. Like at the end of the day, I guess
it literally is. It's the woman's body. Like, you dumb man, you came in her without a condom. Like,
I don't understand, why are women supposed to take birth control, but yet there's birth control for men, but men refuse to take it. And it's just like, come on. Why is the woman supposed to be the one taking it? Why can't the man take it? I don't understand. I've never understood. I don't know. That's straight people things. Those are straight people things. Those are straight people things.
Right.
But I guess that this is a good lead into my next question. What is something that you've struggled with internally, your entire life that has shaped you besides being gay?
Okay.
And it's about the champagne.
Let's pop the champagne.
Yes.
Good
let's
idea.
get the champagne,
Let's
ladies
get that
and
champagne.
gentlemen. Let's get the champagne.
As of currently, Joe Biden is projected to win. So here we are. As we're recording
Cheers, ladies and gentlemen.
November 4th, and he's like a few points away.
Yeah, he's what? Last time I checked, I think it was CNN or Fox News. I don't remember. He was like 253 or something, and Trump was 214 or something like that.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. God, I'm so scared.
We should be.
Thank God I'm not in America right now.
Thank God we're not in America. That's
right. To the people watching this in the future, you tell us how it went. I don't know, but I don't know. I think I'm not in America right now, dude. Like, genuinely, I'm so happy I'm not in America.
I mean, it's really nice just being able to take a step back and not like yes, we're like keeping up with it, but like we're not in like the media. Like, we don't worry about it all day every day, which is like people in America are.
I mean, it's because it's everybody's stuck in quarantine. The only thing that people are seeing is their phone, the media. And guess what every single person is posting on their social media about right now?
Yep.
The election. So and the fact that it's not even decided, and it's going to probably be a week or two before it's officially declared who's president. It's honestly just like it's making the situation even more stressful than like it has to be.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine, like, the next few weeks are going to be so interesting to watch.
Well,
from
I
an
think
outside
we're
perspective.
gonna know by in like a few days.
I
By the
really
time
hope
this
so.
podcast goes on the feed
Yeah.
for not the live people, I think we're gonna know.
It wasn't. Oh yeah, okay, that's true. It's just like the thing that I noticed was that like I was doing research and apparently like Alaska's votes are not going to be counted for another week or something.
Oh shit!
So,
But
yeah, stuff like
I think
that.
the other states
The other states will,
like,
and then
it's
the
gonna
other states
clinch it.
kind of do determine it.
Also, Trump not. Well, we'll come back to that question.
Yes.
But Trump, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna concede? Like
I don't
he
know.
has
I
been
don't know,
saying,
dude. I don't
he's
know,
been
dude.
saying voter fraud even as recent as like today.
I know.
And-
I read through his Twitter feed. He's like, "Oh my god, guys, what is this? This is voter fraud. They need to stop counting these ballots." I was like, "Are you serious?"
Like this man is not gonna leave, and he's gonna cause the civil war.
I don't know, man. I don't. I'm just happy I'm not in the mess of the United States right now. I'm just happy I'm not there. And to all those people who are watching or listening who are there, I am genuinely sorry for you, but I'm sending love. You guys will be okay. I
Luke
promise.
is sending his love.
Yes. I'm sending my thoughts and prayers. I hope, one
That's
like
an empty.
one like equals one prayer.
One like.
We'll get through this together as a community.
Period.
That's what I told my followers. So genuinely, that's why I'm making a Discord server. But I think that we'll be okay. Hopefully,
Mhm.
God, I really hope so. I really hope so.
And if we're not, we're gonna continue podcasting out here, and we'll talk about what's going on.
We'll talk about
like-
what's going on. I guess we'll have some fun documenting it as we go. I guess right.
from the safety of over here.
From the safety of the Dominican Republic in our villa next to the ocean.
Oh, it's so beautiful.
So it's been gorgeous, guys. But yeah.
Yeah. What was the topic at hand?
All right.
I forgot.
I'll reread
We were popping the champagne.
question. It's okay. What is something that you've struggled with internally your entire life that has shaped you besides being gay?
Being lonely / the odd man out.
What do you mean by that?
Because I think it starts with your family. So like my family, I have a mom and a dad, and I have 2 twin brothers who are younger than me.
Cute.
Yes. And, obviously the mom and dad are a pair, the twin brothers are a pair, and then it's me. And I am the odd man out. And I am the odd man out, not just in terms of like the way the sibling structure is,
Yeah.
but like I'm the only ginger, I'm the only blue-eyed person. And so it's like literally like the writers of my life were like, how can we make it so obvious? Like they were writing it for like a young audience who like needed it to be also obvious
Yeah.
that this guy's like the odd man out. He's like the red sheep of the family. And so I think that's something that I've just struggled with, is like feeling alone and not feeling like I fit in. And I mean, starting in family life and then
Yeah.
even throughout school, like in going to school and stuff, and like just in in a lot of situations,
Yeah.
feeling lonely and feeling like I didn't belong. That's definitely something I struggled with for so much of my life. Because your twin brothers, they get all the attention. Like they got all the attention once they were born. Like I was an only child for 3 years, and then it's like, oh, they're born, and they get all the attention. They're
Yeah.
obviously a pair.
Yeah.
They have the say over like me, I guess. So it's like, just didn't feel like I belonged. So yeah,
No, that's deep, and I guess like thank you for opening up about that.
oh, of course.
But I'm sorry you went through that. Like
Well, it's
genuinely.
I don't know who chose that, but
It
like,
wasn't something. I don't think that like you can't choose the cards that you're dealt, but
No,
you
you
just
can't.
have to. You have to learn how to play them.
yeah.
You have to learn how to work with the cards that you've been dealt and try and become the best person that you can be with the cards that you've been dealt.
Of course. And then going from
Which you have, by the way. So
I have what?
Ryan,
I have good cards?
Yeah. No. I'm
Oh.
meaning you've been doing well with the cards that you've been dealt.
Oh, thank you.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
Yeah. So then like even like so not fitting in the family, I didn't fit in school either because I was this like meek, pale, closeted gay kid.
Yeah.
That's not cool. Like
Yeah.
like you look at the
But
cool
what is
kids
the
in
definition
school.
of cool? There is no definition.
Well, there's
of
no
cool
definition
anymore.
of cool, but this
In school, there's a hierarchy. Yeah,
the propped up,
no,
the
yeah.
stereotypical version of cool is
Yeah.
the athletic tan person, that that gets all the girls, and it's like
Yep.
I was not that, and
Yeah,
so I just didn't fit in. I just didn't feel like I belonged anywhere,
yeah,
and that continued throughout like much of my my school career. In college, it was a little bit better. I joined a fraternity, so I did kind of buy my way into a sense of an identity, but like it's still like I always felt just so odd and just so like never belonging. You know, there was never a family, which is like why I'm so thankful for.
Is that why you started football?
Why? Because I needed to fit in.
Yeah.
No, I think I
No?
did that again, like as we talked about, like
Yes.
a little bit of pressure from my dad,
Yeah.
also like being interested in a little bit. So just those two reasons. I mean,
Okay.
football was a family, but I didn't fit in the football team either. Like once again,
Yeah.
I was like this like scrawny ginger kid, and
Yeah.
you know, so that's definitely the thing. Besides being gay, not fitting in is a huge part of like my struggles,
Okay.
and they're kind of intertwined because like of course the gay kid doesn't always fit in or doesn't seem to fit in, but like
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely not fitting in, which is like also inspired like what I do now, like and what Alphabet Mafia is, because Alphabet Mafia is a family. It is a place for everyone, no matter your identity, your race, your interests, your hobbies. Like it's a place for all of us to come together and just like hang out and make friends and
No, that's like amazing.
inspire. And so like that's like everything I do comes from like everything I do online and in my work comes from just a place of pain or past, like wanting to reconcile that and like provide what I wish I had when I was younger. So
I mean, honestly, it sounds like you've taken your traumas that you have from a childhood and you've used them like for growth. You know, and that's very respectable and mature. I feel like a lot of people struggle with that. You know, I remember I don't know, I used to victimize myself a lot because of my traumas and everything. And honestly, like you can't do that to yourself. Life is too hard. Life is too miserable. Life will like beat you on the ground. You can't call yourself the victim or else you're just going to be beat up even more. You know, you have to stand up.
Yeah.
You know, and you've been doing that. So, you know,
Thank
it's very
you.
admirable. Yeah. I mean, look at yourself. You made a brand for yourself, dude. You made a name. Like,
Sure.
it's that. No, I genuinely like you. Look at you go, dude. But like, do you have anything else to add?
No, I mean, just that is
Yeah.
what I struggled with. That is like part of me. That is who I is. Like, I don't know if I've talked about that before, but now you all know. So
yeah, that's amazing. And I guess that this is a decent lead into my next question.
Mhm.
What made you want to start a podcast?
Oh, perfect. Yeah. So, always, so we'll take the long route. We have time, right? So in high school, I took a broadcasting class and I won journalist of the year or whatever. Like, so I was like an on-camera, like journalist, like whatever. It was a broadcasting class. I did school news. There was actually a teacher from Brazil or Argentina, one of those places. And he got stuck over spring break in those places. Like he literally he like lost his green card or whatever, and he couldn't come back to the United States. I remember like I did a story on that, and I made it really funny, and that's just one of the highlights of it. But so I won like journalist of the year, and so I always like liked that thing, like journalism and broadcasting and stuff. Mm-hmm. And my mom actually talked me out of not pursuing communications or journalism in college. You know, that's too cutthroat. They don't make enough money. Yeah. You know, it's too hard to make it in that industry. Yeah. Go do something safe like finance. Finance. And so I didn't do that. I didn't study journalism or communications.
So your mom told you to not pursue your dreams?
Yeah. I mean, at that point I didn't know if because like I was so young, I was like 16, 17. I didn't know if they were my dreams, but I was like, wait, I really like this and I'm good at it. Like I like it and I'm good at it. And I was talked out of not doing it.
That's so insane to me. Like, you know, what I've realized more and more as I've grown older is that like, regardless of what your kid likes, like you should encourage your kid to pursue their dreams. Yes. You know, like you should encourage your kid to pursue what they love. And that is so sad. Sometimes that parents will impose or I guess, what's the word for it? Project, you know, their own like feelings of something or their own past of something onto their kids, and their kid, like I feel like a lot of people never get to accomplish what they really want to accomplish with their lives because their parents have told them to not do it because they won't work out. But the reality is there's a lot of time in this life, you know, and you have a lot of time to fail. And guess what? If you failed, at least you know that you tried. Yeah. Because I'd say like the biggest regret that like my mom has and my dad as well is that they never pursued their dreams. My mom, you know, she wanted to be a pastor.
Yeah.
And, me believing in religion, that's a totally different topic, but it's, it was her dream. She wanted to be a pastor, and everybody told her she couldn't do it because at the time, being female and being a pastor was just absolutely unheard of. There's a lot of sexism, obviously,
Right.
in the religious realm at that time. And now she tells me, she's like, Luke, like, honestly, if I could have done it over, I would have waited to go to college. I would have pursued becoming a pastor. I would have followed my dreams. And like any kids listening to this podcast right now, like I tell you, like, if you have a dream, shoot for the stars, go for it. No matter how crazy it sounds, just do it.
Yes.
Just go for it.
Yes.
Nothing is stopping you. Nothing is holding you back except yourself.
Yes.
You just got to do it.
Yes. And you'll be so much happier.
Yes.
And as we talked about in the beginning of this podcast, you'll fail and you'll learn from those failures.
Yes.
And that's okay.
Yes.
But as long as you are pursuing it and going after it, and you'll be so much happier in the end.
And the truth is, regardless if you're 18, 25, 35, 60 years old, even 70, you still have time to pursue your dreams.
Never too late to start.
It is never too late to start. And it's better that, you started something than never have started something at all.
Yeah.
And I guess like something that a lot of people like personally, like myself, that I think about that really motivates me, it's like, what do you want to leave here?
Yeah.
What impact, what footprint do you want to leave on the world? Like that's something I really think about that like every single day. I don't know if you think about that.
Yeah, I've thought about it. It's not something I dwell on, but like I definitely think about it. And to answer it is like I want to leave people feeling better about whatever it is, about themselves or about their situation, or about the world, than it was before. So like the whole thing, like leave a house more clean than you found it, or whatever. Like leave a room, you hear that. So like I want to do that, but like with people, I want people to be feeling better off, or to be better off than before I did my thing, I guess, And so that's what I want. Like when I die, like I want people to like feel changed, but like I want them to like remember me for being someone who brought about like positivity and like feeling comfortable about themselves.
I want to be the type of person that like makes people realize how beautiful that they are, and how perfect of a gemstone that each person is, and how if you refine that gemstone and mine it, you can become this shining, beautiful, like just image of like, whatever you want to be, whatever you want to spread in the world, you can do it. It just takes a lot of work to get there, a lot of motivation. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they don't see that beauty in themselves. And it's honestly so sad to me that people cannot see this inner beauty. Everybody's so beautiful.
Yeah.
And it really breaks my heart that people cannot realize how beautiful they are. And they don't see this inner beauty, and they don't see that they can accomplish absolutely anything that they want to. They can accomplish their dreams.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Where do you get where do you think you get your motivation from?
Where do I get my motivation from? That's a good question. I'd say my motivation comes, there was a time in my life when it came from a very external place. And as you know, I'm going through a very tumultuous time in my life right now. I'm changing a lot of aspects of my life, which I'm not going to get into this podcast. But I would say my motivation comes very like internally. I'm the type of person that I think that everybody's different. First of all, in this thing, that everybody gets their motivation from a different place. But the thing that makes me happiest is the thing that drives me. And the thing that makes me happiest is seeing other people happy, and bringing happiness into the world. That's genuinely like what motivates me. And right now, social media is doing that. That social media is giving me that platform, that ability to improve other people's lives. But I would say that genuinely, like, that's probably, that's my motivation.
Just to see people happy, see them smile. That's awesome.
Yes.
That's really great.
Like, I genuinely believe that everybody has this light inside of them. And like, it may feel like your light has gone out, but like the fact that you're, anybody listening to this podcast and they're questioning, like, has my light gone out? Like, if you're questioning that, no, it hasn't. Like everybody has a second chance, unless you like kill somebody, obviously, or, do something irredeemable. But like, I believe in like, just spreading as much positivity as you possibly can, treating people with respect, giving more than you take, leaving a place better than you found it. Like, that's genuinely what I believe. And I think, that's what I try and practice every single day, though, I fail a lot of times, I do fails, everybody does fail, but you can't dwell on those failures. Like actually,
course.
you have to keep moving forward.
You have to live and you learn from those failures.
Correct.
There was something that we were talking about that I wanted to elaborate on.
There was something that we were talking about that you wanted to elaborate on.
It was like a second part to that initial question. It was something about. Do you remember?
I don't remember.
We
love alcohol.
We did have alcohol.
We love alcohol. We love alcohol so much.
What was the initial question? Like, where did you get your inspiration from?
I'll repeat the question.
What started you into that? I was talking about journalism class and like
yes,
and like being good
what
at that.
inspired you to be a podcast?
Yeah, so it was the journalism thing. It was the my mom told me not to pursue it, and so I always had that I guess inherent desire for something kind of media-ish.
Yeah.
And then also I'm just a fan of other podcasts. I just like listening to podcasts. I think it is a future medium that's going to only grow over time.
100% believe in that. I mean, I listen to podcasts now.
Yeah,
I never used to.
Everybody's listening to podcasts now. Like in 2012, no one was listening to podcasts. Like
yes,
so many people are listening to podcasts. So many people are learning about podcasts, and so it is a growing platform or a growing medium of communications. And so there's an opportunity there.
You can learn something while you're doing another task.
Right. You could be doing the dishes and have your AirPods in. You
could
be on a run, have your AirPods in. You could be in the car. You could be wherever. You can pause it and stop it halfway through and then resume it later.
Yeah.
You can't do that with television. That's hard to do with movies. Like it's a whole thing.
It's such a new, diverse form of media.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're kind of motivating me to start my own podcast, right? Like you're low-key inspiring me to start my own podcast.
That's what I do, baby.
Yes, that is what you do. But high key, it is such a great form of media because you can be watching a movie, you can be doing homework, you can be, studying for a test, you can be doing a test, you can be listening to a podcast and learning something else while doing some mundane task that, obviously doesn't take too much of your brain power.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, so it was the inspiration of being interested in journalism or communications.
Yes.
Plus the opportunity in the podcast field. Plus just I love just talking to people. I love having guests on. And the great thing about this podcast specifically was initially the first couple episodes, probably the first 13, 14 or so. I think 15. Episode 15 was when everything changed. Episode 15 with Nick Videos. Probably a lot of you listening know Nick Videos. That's when everything changed. But so
sorry,
the first couple episodes were all just people I found on Grindr. And I would only go on Grindr and advertise that. I would go on Grindr and just be like, hey, I have a gay podcast. If you want to talk to me, be my guest.
That's so interesting.
That's literally all I was on Grindr for. And of course I got people trying to are you only on here for that? I'm like, yes, I am. Shut up. And then
I mean, were you, Ryan? Are you sure?
We've talked about this. We've talked about my past year and a half. We can get into that later.
Wait. Let's get into hookups.
You want to do it now? Hookups?
You want to
let me finish my thought on this podcast.
Yes.
So the first 14 episodes were just people I found on Grindr who I asked them to share their stories about being gay because I wanted this diverse, beautiful portfolio of gay stories.
Yes.
So if you're listening to this podcast, the first 14 episodes are all people from various backgrounds sharing their unique journey and story. Then the quarantine hit and I couldn't do these podcasts anymore. Corona hit. The library that I was hosting my episodes in closed. It wasn't working out. So I didn't know what to do. I paused for a month and then I was like, wait, you can just do this online. And I was like, wait, if I can do these online, that means I can get anybody on this show. I can talk to anybody across the world. It doesn't matter. And so I was like, why don't I just start talking to people I know from social media? And I was like, why don't I just start talking to a diverse range of people? So why don't I start talking to Nick Videos? And so I talked to Nick Videos, episode 15.
I remember
because he's not gay. He's not gay, but I wanted to hear his thoughts, and I wanted people to see that and have it a conversation that's of differing opinions.
What was that? What was that podcast like?
Honestly, it went great. The thing was he became I've clipped it before where he's trans people, they don't choose that. It's not it's whatever. We shouldn't bully them. And then he goes and bullies trans people. So I have a clip of him being a hypocrite, but he put on a good show, being on my show. He is he's problematic, but
yeah, dude, you know that
that-
he like faked being a Democrat for just for
Yeah.
like,
Oh, just for clout.
and then
But-
like yeah,
but-
we're not gonna get
But
into
anyway,
that.
so
Ugh.
I have Nick videos on, and then everything changes from there because I'm like, wait, I don't have to just talk to random people from Grindr. I can talk to, and also my social media, my Alphabet Mafia TikTok account was like
Yeah.
getting really, really big. So like I had
Yeah.
connections, and so I was like, wait, I want to talk to like other creators. I want to talk to them. I want to hear their
Yeah.
stories. I want to hear what they have to say. I want to hear
Yeah.
what like inspires them to do what they want to do. And so it just became this like show of where I just would talk to people who I want to talk to.
Yeah.
And that is so amazing. Like I love talking to people that I have a genuine interest in.
Yeah.
Because it's really fun and it's like there's something to learn from it. Like everybody has their own tidbits to share. And so that's how it started. And that's where we are now. I know you're on 2 episodes as a guest. Now you're hosting one. Hey.
That's right.
And yeah, it's been really great because I've got to talk to a bunch of people. I got to talk to a bunch of creators and just hang out with them.
I need to re-listen to my own episodes. I wonder what I said.
They were pretty good. I mean, honestly, I think one of them, I don't remember if it was like the first one or the second one, but one of them's in the top 10.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Look at me pop off! Wow, amazing.
So yeah, that's my podcast thought. Now, what was that thing we were going back to? We were going back.
Oh, that's right, hookups.
Hookups.
Yeah.
Hey.
So are we gonna talk about your Grindr hookup stories, Ryan?
Grindr hookup stories. Honestly, yes, we'll talk about this. So Grindr's a trip, and Grindr in Oxford, Mississippi, where most of my hookups occurred was in Oxford, Mississippi, at my college town.
Amazing, stellar.
What I would do is I always like add people on Snapchat, usually because like I need to verify them, right? Like
Of course.
I need to.
Wait,
make
what do you
sure-
mean? What do you mean? Usually, are there like some cases where you?
Yes,
you
there's like
didn't?
1 or 2 where I didn't, and the guy, like, it was just really weird. Like he just, like, I don't know what was going in my head at the time, but do you want more water?
Oh yes, please. Actually, I'll take more water. Thank you.
His penis was a little too big, and I can't believe I'm saying this on air, but it was a little too big, and he was really like, he was really nervous, and he was just like, it was just weird, and it was weird vibes. Thank God I never took him to my bedroom though. It was on the couch.
Oh,
so
of
like,
course,
of course, on the couch.
Of course,
yes.
You know, of course,
Because
of course.
the funny thing is though,
Wait, like how, like what size are we talking here, Ryan? Like
you're asking
you
me to
know,
remember,
like
wow, this
8
is
inches, like 7 inches,
No.
9 inches.
It was like normal
Was it,
in
like,
terms
girthy?
of length. It was
Like-
the problem was girth, and it just was like a fat one, and it just like wouldn't go in, and it's like that's fine, like that's fine. You know what? Just he ate me out, and then I made him leave. So
Wow. You know, Ryan.
rest in peace. He didn't get to finish, but like that's okay.
Yeah,
It's raining now, so the rest of this episode will have a beautiful rain
beautiful,
background.
like majestic
So-
little rain background.
Yes,
It's gonna be
exactly.
amazing. It's gonna
Exactly.
be stellar.
Enjoy.
Oh, of course. But
You
I
want
don't,
cheers,
I don't have anything left here.
You have something left.
There's like
Okay.
some weird stuff at the bottom. I don't know what you're talking. Yeah, right. It's like some
No,
weird, like.
it sounds like a cop out. Let me
Are
see.
you trying to say I'm a
What's weird
pussy,
stuff?
Ryan?
Yes, you are a pussy. What's the weird stuff? There's no.
You
weird
know,
stuff
Ryan,
at
I'm
the
gonna
bottom.
drink this. You know what? Fuck you.
Okay, so hookups. So
Fuck you, Ryan. I love you.
Again, thank you. I love you too. The thing with hookups is like wow, this rain is beautiful. I am very
Bro, I think it's raining on your phone. Oh well.
it's not even the phone's being useless anyway. Just take a minute.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got he just dropped his phone. This podcast is going great.
This is absolutely amazing. We should do this more often.
Yes.
So
I hope my light doesn't break because that was $120. It's
should
okay.
we move everything closer?
Eh,
Yeah, you're right. It's just water.
it's just water. It's just
I'll buy you a
water.
new one if it does break. How about that?
Deal. That's a deal.
Do you remember the handshake from the fraternity? Oh wait,
Yeah.
I did not show him my fraternity's handshake. Never mind.
No.
So the hookup story is that like I was really a whore for probably about a year after coming out. I just didn't make any connections with people, and like I was just like kind of closed off, and I just like wanted the physical part of it, which is fine. Like if that's where you're at in your life and that's what you need, like that's okay. But I was just really in it for the physicality of it, and I like wanted to like. I also thought it was like new to coming out, so I was like, I need experience having sex or like hooking up or giving blowjobs.
Yeah.
So it was just like something I was doing. But yeah,
Should we move the lights?
It is really raining.
It is really raining.
Maybe just pull everything forward.
Oh, guys. Oh wait, we gotta.
Oh yeah, it's on the computer. Oh my god. Okay.
Let me go grab a towel.
Okay.
Here, host the podcast.
Okay. Guys, this is going wonderfully. Thank you all for staying in this episode. But we have rain on the computer, rain on the light, but we're doing fine anyway.
I have a towel.
The rag.
There we go. I think your computer will be okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be fine. She'll be great.
She'll be okay.
There's comments. You should read some of these comments, but
let's read some of the comments.
someone got high for the first time in theater. Oh, good job. I love this channel now. Well, thank you, Jamie, for loving this channel. Hi, Luke and Ryan. Hi, Hunter. So glad to see all of you. So thank you for bearing with us as this absolute shitstorm is happening.
Wow. It's really raining. You know,
We're gonna talk more about hookups when the rain stops. When we get this figured out. But Luke is currently nurturing the water right now, and he just put the towel over the camera. So there we go.
We're good now, right?
I'm just gonna remember that around the 120 mark when I'm editing this is when all this happened, in case I don't want to leave it in on the audio version. But you guys might get a sneak peek. So, yeah, let's fix that. Here we go.
There we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're back. Did the rain literally just stop as I fixed all of that?
Rest in peace, computer. You're right, Cynthia.
Yeah, it's fine. We're doing great. We're doing great tonight.
We're doing absolutely fantastic. Make sure that's like
right here.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
So funny story. We actually have two mics because we realized that these big ones, after I installed them, weren't actually working or connecting. So I have my little lapel mic, and that's where you're actually hearing the audio from.
Also, where did I link my followers to?
What do you mean?
You sent a link, right?
Yeah. To the stream. I think.
Yeah, on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Is this on YouTube?
It is streaming on YouTube, yeah.
So can we see the YouTube comments?
I think these are the YouTube comments.
Oh.
See?
Oh, that's amazing. Okay.
I love this channel. I'm just gonna pin this. Haha.
Amazing.
So
amazing.
Hookups. I mean, I really don't have any crazy hookup stories because like I had an apartment all to myself for the latter half of my college, or like for 6 months in my college career, or 9 months. And I would just invite people over and we would just like do our thing. There was no like crazy dumpster sex or like alley sex and behind a bar. Like,
No.
Like I feel like that is reserved for a relationship, mostly.
Dumpster sex is reserved for a relationship.
When duty calls,
What?
yes, it is. Because when you are maybe you're fighting with your boyfriend, and it just gets to that point where it's so hot that you're fighting, that it like, you know what, we need to step outside this bar right now. I fucking hate you too. No, you don't. You love me. Yeah, that's right. And then you just like, you know the vibes.
You see, I don't know. I've only, I don't know if that happens in relationships because I'm 19, so I don't.
I forgot you're a baby.
What?
You're a baby. Are you not a baby? Is Luke a baby?
No, I'm a child of God.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, I'm a child of God. That's right. So anyways, tell us. Hookups. Yes, go ahead. Go into more detail about this.
Ryan. I need specifics. So like, I was very like empty. Okay. So I was a fuckboy and I was very empty. And I would literally just like be snapping 10, 11 people at once. No intention of meeting them or really caring for them. Wonderful. But I would be snapping them all day, or like just snapping them. And that was coming from a place of like just feeling empty and feeling I needed to like fill that with like attention.
Yes.
And like, so I would just be doing that. I would just be like, oh, this guy, oh, Braxton. Shit, that's a real person. Oh, you know what? I'm just going to snap him back. I don't care about him. I don't want to meet him. Maybe we'll send nudes later. And like, it was just like, it was so toxic. And I realized that. And that's why like, I don't talk to many people now because realize the worth in my time, and I protect that. And like I don't want to talk to you unless like I actually care for you.
Yeah,
because I'm tired of being a fuckboy. And I don't know. It was a period of pain because I had come out and I was heartbroken when I came out. And then I started seeing a guy and I broke his heart. It was the first person he ever fell in love with, which was me.
Yeah.
And I broke his heart, which is really sad. And I'm very sorry for that if you're watching. I'm not going to say your name, but like I broke your heart because I wasn't ready for anything, yet I tricked you into thinking that I was. And I'm very apologetic for that.
You know, Ryan, it's very admirable that, again, you know, I've said this like twice this podcast, probably 3 times, that you can acknowledge where you went wrong and then, you know, apologize for that.
Of
like,
course.
really, you know?
Yeah, it happens. Like we all make mistakes. We all fuck up.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, love is something that a lot of people don't realize, that a lot of mistakes will be made, especially like when you're young, you don't really know exactly what you want. And that's completely okay to not know what you want. And like, I'd say like the biggest thing, well, what's a piece of advice that you give to somebody, like a young gay person, you know, who the stereotypical like 17-year-old guy who 16-year-old guy who wants a boyfriend so bad in high school, but like can't find anybody, you know, is constantly like dwelling on that. What advice would you give to that person?
My advice to someone who's young and like really wanting a boyfriend is that like, it's okay to not have one. Don't put pressure on it. Like if you were young, you're so vulnerable and you're so prone, you're so not prone, but like you're able to easily be manipulated and tricked. And so don't let that happen to you, and don't put pressure on finding a boyfriend, because honestly, you're 16, 17 years old. Like love will come in due time. I don't know many people who like marry their 17-year-old sweetheart. Right. So just don't put pressure on it. Like be open-minded about who you see or like what you want. Yeah. But don't feel like you need a boyfriend for validation, because you do not need anyone for your validation. You are so special the way you are. Like you are so
I completely
beautiful
agree.
and attractive, and like you are everything. You are complete by yourself. Yeah. And people need to realize that before they get into relationships. I think so many people get into relationships seeking validation.
What is the opinion on codependent relationships?
Define codependent, because I feel like to an extent some relationships should be codependent in the sense that like you're a team and you're like working towards something.
I mean unhealthy codependent.
Unhealthy codependent.
Like where you rely on the person for happiness.
That's wrong. That's completely wrong. You need to find your own happiness. You need to be happy on your own. You need to have your own goals, your own ambitions, your own friends, your own like life before you get into a relationship. Because when you get in a relationship and you put all your eggs in one basket, which we know the saying is don't put all your eggs in one basket. Like that's what happens when you get in a codependent relationship.
Yes.
And so my opinion on it is just like it's going to lead to a toxic relationship. It's going to be a bad relationship when you put all your dependency on this one person, when you put your happiness on this one person. And your happiness should not come from one person. Your happiness should come from a variety of sources. Your happiness should come from your work. Your happiness should come from your friends that aren't your relationship. Your happiness should come from the hobbies or the things you like to do in your free time.
Yeah.
And a relationship should be, the alcohol is getting to me, should be complementary. The relationship should be complementary to all those things that you like to do. So
I completely agree.
That's my thoughts on that.
Yeah, I just feel like a lot of young relationships, people are, they settle for the first person that comes along.
That was my parents.
Yeah. And like, I
feel like not listening.
I feel like
I love you guys. I love you, Mom and Dad.
I feel like I have to state this, like, you shouldn't settle for the first person that comes along. You should wait for the perfect person. And the reality is that you're never going to be able to love somebody, healthily. I don't know, even if that's a word.
No, you said you wait for the perfect person. There's no perfect person.
No. I mean, okay, by perfect person, I mean like the perfect person for you. Like the person who is the yin to your yang. There is always going to be a person. Everybody has flaws. You know, it's not like you're not going to find like that perfect person. But what I mean by that perfect person is the person that you can like continue to grow with throughout life, I guess.
But the thing is, you're not going to. I don't believe in a perfect person. I think that like there's 7 billion people in the world. There's not just one.
Yeah.
There's not one.
There
There's
is
multiple.
not one.
There's multiple, and it all depends on like
the effort that you put in.
The effort that you put in and like where you're at, like what you want from life.
I completely agree.
Like, it's, and we'll open up about this later maybe, or like shortly after, but like I've never been in an actual relationship at 25 years old. So for as much as like I'm talking about this stuff, like I don't know it, but I know enough because I've looked on the outside and I've lived all these years being lonely and I've like seen it. And so I know, like I've studied it. I've like looked from the outside. Again, being an outsider. It's me being an outsider again. Like I don't fit in. And so
But do you think that maybe you telling yourself that you don't fit in contributes to the reason why you think you don't fit in?
Oh, probably back then. Like I think I'm fine now.
Yes.
I think I'm fine now.
Yes. I
think I have a place. I think I know my head. I think I know where I'm at. I think I know my morals. I think I know my values. I think I know who I want to be.
Yeah.
What I want to do. So it just took a long time to find myself, I guess.
Yeah.
And you're constantly like refining yourself or reevaluating yourself.
I think that who you are constantly changes in the moment because emotions can change. Like I could get a text right now that my parents are down. I'd be like, oh shit, like literally some crazy stuff could always happen in your life. You never know. Life is crazy. But what were we talking about?
We're talking about toxic or codependency relationships.
Codependent relation. That is that.
And how you were saying how it's like people settle for the first person.
Yeah.
And you were talking about a perfect person. And I was saying there is no perfect person because every relationship, I think, like,
you don't believe in soulmates, twin flames.
Yes and no. I don't think there's one specific soulmate. I think that like our consciousness or our souls or whatever are like. There's so much history to it.
So then you don't believe in like everything's like predestined. Like if it's meant to happen, it will happen. Type stuff.
No. If it's meant to happen, it will happen.
So then, like, wouldn't that mean that like there is a soulmate then technically? By
because like
logic.
No, because people get divorced, people break up. Like what is right in the moment, what's right in the present for a lot of people, ends up not being the right choice down the road.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean it wasn't right in that moment.
Yeah.
So let's say someone dates for 3 years. Let's say they meet and it's fantastic and they feel like soulmates.
Yes.
And like something happens or just over time it drifts apart. That doesn't invalidate those feelings in the beginning. That doesn't invalidate those experiences, the actual love that they probably had for each other. That doesn't invalidate that. So were they right for each other in the long run? No. But like in that moment, in that present moment, in that time, they were right for each other. And that's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I don't know, was that the actual question? It was something along those lines of like soulmates. Like,
yeah. I mean, I think that a soulmate is somebody that like is able to grow with you and change with you. And by perfect, I meant like somebody who I guess matches, you match their needs and they match your needs.
Yeah.
And, by no means, nobody's perfect. I don't think anybody is perfect.
Right.
I really don't think that there is a human being out there who is perfect.
And there's no perfect relationship.
I think humanity is imperfection.
Right.
Like honestly, like there is beauty in imperfection.
Oh, totally.
Yes. But I mean, that is the natural world. There is no perfect, it's not like the natural world was made perfect.
Like the moon is beautiful.
Yes.
But the moon has tons of craters. And craters are by definition imperfection.
Yeah.
But it's still beautiful.
Yes.
And the caves that we went to, those are imperfect. They're not all the same.
Imperfection is beauty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those caves were beautiful. We went to a cave and it was like all these imperfect rock structures that were like forming. They're all different shapes and sizes.
Yeah.
And it's beautiful, but those aren't perfect. Like,
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I guess we were talking about codependent relationships. I don't know how we got to I know. We're doing great. We're doing great tonight. But I guess, how much time? We've been live for 1 hour and 38 minutes.
Love it.
I have a few extra questions. I have like
Of
3 extra
course.
questions, I
We
guess.
got all the time in the world.
That is correct. What advice would you give to closeted teenagers watching this podcast?
Closeted teenagers. My advice to closeted teenagers is, it sounds so cliche, but like, no, it gets better because it honestly does. I was in your position. I was in your position so bad that I ran away from my hometown. I ran away from everything I knew and I went to college in a place that was homophobic and racist. just to escape myself. And I hid myself for those 3 years of it. And then my senior year, I came out. And it got a lot better. It really did. My senior year was the funnest time of my life. I met new people. I kept my same friends from college, thank God. And I met a bunch of new people, and I had the best time. Like, it was the best. Like, we had so much fun. I had a lot of not relationships, but like hookups. I made stronger bonds with my friends. Like, we went on road trips together. They liked me more than when I was straight. So it does get better. And just like, if you're in the closet for reasons because it's unsafe, just stay in that closet. Please stay in that closet, because it's not worth risking coming out of the closet.
Have a go bag ready.
And have a go bag ready.
Yeah. Like, literally, like, have a go bag ready. You know, I have friends that will take you in.
Of course.
Like, I think that being gay, you know, being part of the LGBTQ plus community, it can be very hard sometimes, and we're lucky enough that in America, you know, most people are accepting. But the reality is, thank you, I'll take some more. It's hard.
Oh yeah,
it's so hard. That's something that I don't think straight people will ever be able to fully understand. Is that, you know, it's not only an external fight, it's also an internal fight as well. You know, while it may be safe to hold your hand in public in certain places or in certain areas, you know, a lot of people don't, because they feel this internalized, you know, fear of, you know, being attacked or something.
Yeah.
Straight people will never feel the fear of, like, you know, holding their partner's hand and, like, being afraid of, like, being hate crime, being beaten up on the spot.
I remember I
my
was
God.
22 years old, literally 22 years old, and I held hands with a boy in a movie theater for the first time. And I remember reflecting on that moment afterwards and literally crying. Like, literally tears were coming down my face, because one, it was just a beautiful moment. Like, I was like, wow, like, this is something I should have been doing when I was 16. Like, this is I'm 22. This is what, 6 years later, and I'm doing it for the first time. And that straight people get to do this when they're 16 and just normal for them. Like, I was reflecting on that moment. And then two, I was also thinking about how lucky I was that, like, I wasn't hate crimed, because this was in Mississippi. So I was like, the fact that, like, people have to bury this emotion, that people go through life never getting to experience that or go through it or hold their partner's hand in a theater.
Yeah.
Like, that is insane to me. And I was shedding tears. I remember, like, talking to my dad on the phone, like, telling him, like, Dad, I held hands with a boy in a movie theater. And, like, you know, I know you don't care, you don't want to hear this, but, like, it honestly just, like, it broke me, because it was so beautiful. And it was something that, like, I didn't think was possible.
Yeah. You know, I remember the first time I kissed a guy, it was, you know, life-changing. I was like, Jesus Christ. And the fact that, you know, with that same guy, you know, we tried something, and, like, we walked down the street, and, you know, him and I, we never were in a official relationship, but every time a car would pass, he would take his hand away from mine.
Yeah.
And this is me living in California. You know, it's just
That's sad.
Yeah, it's very sad. It's something that I wish absolutely nobody could go through, you know, would go through. I would wish our reality on nobody. You know, the end goal of the whole, you know, gay movement is that we are treated like everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, that people won't care that we are gay. We don't, you know, the end goal is probably we don't even have to say we're gay. You know, that we can just,
the end goal is that
bring a guy home,
right?
And your parents wouldn't care. That is the end goal of the gay movement.
There is no coming out. Like,
yes,
like, we're ending coming out. That should be the goal.
That should be the goal.
It should be as nonchalant as saying, I like mac and cheese.
Yeah.
I like mac.
It should be something that, you know, like, you could bring it up to a frat guy and they're like, okay, cool.
You bring it up to anybody.
Bring up anybody.
You could hold hands in a grocery store, and nobody bats an eye. Nobody cares. Like, it's just normal.
Yeah.
And it really is the end goal. And, like, I think, you know, we're getting there slowly but surely.
It's, you know, change is slow. Rome was not built in a day, but I think that we do get closer every day. And I think that education is very key in that. I feel like a lot of people who are homophobic are taught that somehow, in some way, shape, or form, that gay people are going to destroy society. Like literally, like
No, I know.
they're literally taught that gay people are the end of society. And I'm just sitting there like, dude, we're just trying to live our life just like you are.
Yeah.
We have our own struggles. We have our own things that we're trying to get through. And at the end of the day, we're human beings just like you. And that's something that I wish I could look homophobes in the face and tell them that,
Totally.
we have struggles. We're human. That's something that we're all connected in. We're all connected in this human experience. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people, people who are homophobic don't really understand, is that it's not, it doesn't even come down to, it's not something that we can control. That argument, while it is valid, I don't believe it. It's something that it shouldn't even matter who you love. It shouldn't even matter. It should not even be an argument about if I feel like this argument that, you can't control being gay. It's not, no. You should be able to love whoever the fuck
if
you
you
want.
choose to be gay, if you
want.
literally choose to be gay, that should be valid too. That should be fine.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You should be able to love whoever the fuck you want. Period.
Yeah, as long as it's consensual.
Yeah.
And of age, and then you should be able to love them.
Exactly. Consensual of age. Yeah. No, we don't consent pedophilia here, guys.
No.
Sorry.
Pedophilia does not
sorry,
equal
guys.
consent.
Sorry. I mean, not sorry. Not sorry. Sorry. Not sorry. No. And I have, I guess, one other closing question as well. If you were to give any advice to your young viewers watching this podcast, what would you say?
Man, just keep going in everything, in literally everything. If you are struggling with your identity, keep going. Be patient. Be patient. Keep going. If you are struggling with what you want to do in life, keep going. Try things. Figure it out. You don't have to have life figured out.
Yes.
At any point, even I who am so happy doing what I'm doing, and I don't have it figured out. I don't have all the answers to life. I don't have answers to a lot of things. I'm still learning. I'm still figuring out. Nobody has the answers to life. Not your parents, not your grandparents,
correct.
Not your teachers. Nobody, because life isn't linear. Everyone's life is different. Everyone's experiences are different.
We're all a bunch of fucking evolved monkeys floating on a planet revolving around a sun that's going millions of miles an hour around a galaxy that is also going on a number that I don't know off the top of my head. We're living in an expanding universe that is, so big.
We are meat bags meandering a floating rock in an expanding void.
Yes.
So
yes, you worded it better than I could.
If that sounds scary, it shouldn't, because it should show
it's
that your
freeing.
problems.
It's freeing.
It's your
it's
problems.
Freeing.
While your problems are valid, they're also they're insignificant to the point where you can change.
Do what you love.
Do what you love.
Do what you love. Spread love. Make the world a better place. And as well, I was gonna say something.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta do you. At the end of the day, we have such while on one end we do have a lot of time on this planet. On another end, if you don't use that time wisely, you're gonna regret a lot of things. Do what you love. Pursue what you want to pursue. If you want to be a scientist, if you want to be a fashion designer, if you want to just be a stay-at-home mom, just do what you love. Don't try and be somebody that you're not. And that's something that I feel like a lot of people need to hear nowadays. You just be you.
Don't change for anyone else too.
Yeah.
That's another thing. We can talk about this. We can talk about how I tried. If we want to get more into me opening up, I changed for people. I was a chameleon for people. I changed for boys.
Yeah, so did I.
I would wear self-tanner, fake tanner for this one guy that I was super into.
Yes.
Who cheated. He didn't officially cheat because we weren't officially together, but he was a piece of shit, and he was banging his ex at the same time he was banging me, and whatever. And I tried so hard to project this version that I thought he would like. I tried so hard to fit this version of myself that I thought he would really fall in love with.
Yeah.
And it's wrong. It only if you try to change for someone, it's only going to delay your heartbreak.
Yes.
Because you keep fake it till you make it. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
you can't do that in a relationship. You can't fake it till you make it. Like
Yeah.
eventually the cards are gonna fall. So don't change for anyone. Don't change for any crush. Don't change for your parents. Don't change for anyone, because you have to love yourself first and put yourself first and realize that like you are beautiful as you are and that you are capable as you are.
And on top of that, like I feel like I have to emphasize this as well. Like you create your own reality. Every single person that you see on the street, they're all living their own lives. They're all living their own reality, and you create your own reality. The law of attraction really is a thing. You attract what, like if you stop focusing on a relationship, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start naturally attracting a relationship. If you start working really hard and you know you're not really set towards any goal, but you're just working hard, you're grinding, you're trying to become a better person, you're grinding hard to get somewhere, to get money, to get something, you're going to get it. You are capable of absolutely anything, and only you can hold yourself back in this world.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. But also, I think you should set goals.
That too, yes. Set goals.
But
set goals. Yes.
Set goals with. It depends. If manifestation requires time to an extent, it requires like time. But also, like I hate that because like also when you're setting a goal, I don't like to put time limits on my goal because it's too much pressure.
Am I okay?
And you'll feel empty. So it's like say this. Say I want 10,000 followers by March 2021. Well, if you don't hit that, you're gonna feel real shitty about yourself, and it's gonna encourage you to give up.
No, it's gonna. If anything, no.
You don't
I'm the type of person that if I set a goal for myself and I don't reach that goal, it encourages me to work even harder, because I'm like, you know what? Obviously, I was doing something wrong. The equation that I was using to get to this point in time obviously was wrong. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to work harder. I'm going to try a different equation. I'm going to reapproach this issue, reevaluate it from a different perspective.
Yeah.
And I genuinely this is what I do for myself. I set unrealistic goals for myself because it encourages me to work so hard to reach those goals. And if I don't reach those goals, guess what will happen? I'll have reached a place that I would have never thought was possible to begin with. So I motivate everybody out there, set unrealistic goals, pursue your dreams, just do you.
Let's say shoot for the stars.
Shoot for the stars.
You'll land amongst the moon.
Yeah,
at least.
Shoot for the stars. But
yeah,
I don't know. Shoot. I don't know. Do you have anything else to add?
Coming up on 2 hours. Are you feeling good?
I'm feeling excellent, man.
Feeling excellent.
I'm fucking buzzed out of my mind right now, guys. you know.
Is there anything you want to rant about?
There's nothing. No. I mean, you see, I'm the podcast host, Ryan. You're supposed to be the one ranting. Come on, Ryan.
I'm the one ranting. Okay. We're gonna be ranting. I feel like I need to open up a bit more things.
I have to take a piss though, real quick.
Okay. We're going on a bathroom break. I'm going to control this. We're going to talk about. We're going to talk about filling voids in your life. So when you are trying to fill something in your life, filling a void, please do not. So my therapist told me you can't fill a void with smoking, sucking, shopping, or drinking that void away. And that really resonated with me because it touches on a lot of the substances or the outlets that people use. You can't have sex enough to fill the void. You can't drink or smoke or shop. Retail therapy, those don't work. Those fill a void temporarily. And my therapist told me that about a year and a half ago. And it really resonated with me because it's such an easy acronym to remember. It's such an easy thing to remember. Suck, smoke, shop, drink. But it's so true. It is so true because I tried all four of those things, all four of them. And while they temporarily feel good, it's not the end. It doesn't fix anything in the end. You leave more broken. You leave more empty. Also, if anyone has questions, please submit a question or a topic in the chat because we will start opening up to that. I think we are winding down here. But yeah, don't try to fill your void with substances, with shopping, with boys, with girls, whatever you're into. It doesn't work out in the end. It's not It's not part of what you should be aspiring to do. You need to focus on yourself. You need to focus on the present moment and focus on what you want to accomplish in life. And when you try to fill your voids with these external things, it just makes you more miserable because you realize slowly but surely, as you go down the checklist, you realize that it's not working. You realize that no matter how many people you sleep with, no matter how many times you get drunk, no matter how many blunts you smoke, no matter how much money you spend in new purses or shoes that you get, it doesn't make a difference. It doesn't fix you. It doesn't fix that void in your heart. It temporarily acts as a Band-Aid. And so that's just so important to remember that those fixes are temporarily. Talking about fixing voids.
I'm a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
My Snap story did not go up.
Oh, wow. That's okay.
Yeah.
fine.
Oopsies. Well,
No, you're fine.
hey guys, how we doing?
I honestly, besides advertising the Discord, I didn't do much. I posted on my personal story. Usually I do like a countdown timer and like a whole thing
Yeah.
to advertise it, but like, it was last minute. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're talking about filling voids and
Filling voids.
filling voids with boys, with shopping, with
Shit.
drinking, smoking.
I guess I'll talk about filling a void with me. Shit.
Oh, so it's Uno revert. So we're back to Uno. We're Unoing reverse.
Well, I feel like we're at this point of the podcast where we're
we can both.
equally buzzed. So I don't know. I finished my questions.
Go for it.
I mean, I did have one more question, but that's something maybe
Offline. We can talk about offline.
Oh no, it was about psychedelics, so we could get into that maybe the whole. But I don't know if you want to. That's up to you, though.
Dude, this podcast is about anything and everything.
That is very true. That is very.
We
true.
have no filter here. That's why it's a beautiful place.
That's right. We do have no filter here. Fuck. So I can just cuss like any
Oh.
fucking time I fucking.
Can't you
want.
fucking talk about like dick? Like I feel like I said that so many times.
Dick,
Dick.
cunt, asshole. Wow. I just cussed like 3 times in a podcast. God, I feel so proud of myself right now.
The 5 people remaining are like, what is happening?
they're like, what is going on in this podcast? But yeah, about filling voids, guys. Yeah, don't do that. Filling voids is something that essentially it's something that your mind does to procrastinate a reality in your life that you don't want to face yet.
Well, yes,
I feel like
it's a temporary fix to something that needs to be solved in a more long-term solution.
Correct. And I think that, if I was to give any advice to anybody filling voids out there, is that the longer that you are going to be filling up that void and avoiding that reality of whatever situation that you're in, that is more time, precious time that you are wasting here on earth, where you could be, instead of hiding your true self or hiding from the reality of a situation, you could be trying to either escape that situation or just be trying to be, your true self.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know when you're going to die.
And don't put your validation in anyone else.
Yeah, definitely not. No, that's just toxic. That's no. No.
I have done that. I have, again, being the odd one out. Like that's the thing I did for most of my life, was trying to put my validation in other people, in friend groups, in popularity, in Instagram followers, in boys that I was interested in.
Yeah.
That's all I fucking did. And now it's like, it's a work in progress, because there's always life presenting new things to you. And it's like, oh fuck, like how many listeners on this podcast? How many whatever this? How many like, it's always a struggle. But like but if you remain grounded and remember like who you truly are, then like you can get through it. And
I completely agree. Agree with
it's
that.
like, oh, this person's growing faster than me on TikTok. What the fuck? It's like, oh, I'm shadow banned. What the fuck? It's like you have to take a step back.
You have to take yourself out of it if you're trying to be, I've learned as a creator, you can't compare yourself to other creators, because the reality is, you're just hurting yourself. If you're doing that, if you're really getting jealous of somebody for their own success, you should take a step back and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, why do I feel the need to, feel jealous
Yes.
of somebody else's success, when in reality, their success has nothing to do with you. It's a totally different individual experience. And
their
I
success,
don't know,
it's important to
yeah.
note, doesn't take away from you.
It doesn't
Like
take
you
away
can
from
follow
you.
people,
Yeah.
like you can follow as many people as you want.
Yes.
It's not like there's a limit on people who, like, it's not like you can only follow 100 people. No, if you make great content, people want to follow you, they can follow you, they can follow your friend, they can follow your other friend, like they can follow everybody. There's no
Yes.
scarcity in it. So
Yeah, I mean, like, if I'll give you a prime example. I'll shout out my friend here, Austin Payton, 2 million followers. This
damn,
man,
that's really good.
he has completely, absolutely blown up. Like in the last, I think it's been the last 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
I am so proud of this
Yeah.
man. This kid is 17, and I don't think he even fully realizes how successful he is at his age.
Yeah.
He is doing so great for himself,
That's
and I am so proud of him. And I don't know, I just enjoy watching other people succeed. Like it's so fun to watch somebody accomplish their dreams. There's so many people on TikTok and on other social media platforms as well who I've watched just completely blow up, and I'm just like, wow,
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah.
You made it. Good for you, dude. Good
It's
for you.
great seeing other people succeed, especially your friends, people you care about. When they succeed, it's like there's it's so heartwarming just seeing other people and seeing them happy and seeing them doing well. But then there's the people who get jealous, or the people who go, good for you, I'm doing bad. It's like,
hey Amr, I love you. He said, who is Luke talking about?
wait,
Austin
what?
Payton.
This is very unprofessional.
That's my friend.
Oh.
That's my friend. That's okay.
No one said we're professional.
It's have you ever followed an artist or an actor and watched their career just grow, or like a YouTuber or a streamer, and then suddenly they absolutely just blow up, and then they're famous and they're big, and you're just like, holy God.
Okay,
I just watched somebody make their entire career. Like, wow, that is absolutely insane.
Not to brag, but I feel like I hopped on Meg before she was big.
Megan
Thee
Thee Stallion.
Stallion,
Oh, so did I.
Okay,
Yeah, I did
good,
too.
good.
Yeah, I did too. My friend
I'm
in
in the
Arizona
gym
was like,
listening
"Oh my
to
God,
it."
this album is so good," and I was just like, "Okay, I'll listen to it." And I was like, "Oh, shoot, Megan kind of popped off."
Yeah.
And then I was just like, "Okay," I'm like, "All right, okay." And now she's like literally one of the biggest female. She's as big as Cardi B now.
This is so bad. I remember following her on Instagram before nobody else followed her, and then I actually unfollowed her for some reason. I guess I don't know, whatever, she posted too much. And then I followed her again when she got big, and I was like, wait, I already did follow her. Like, fuck this.
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah, like seeing people succeed and seeing like people you care about succeed is just such a great feeling, because like you're just happy for them. And
Exactly.
And some people, but be careful of the people who like get jealous, or who are like,
you want to stay away from people who are jealous.
Jealous,
if you have any friends who put you down
Mm-hmm.
when you succeed, you want to kick those friends out. Those friends do not belong in your inner circle. And if you have friends who do not support you when you start to succeed, those are not the people that you want to surround yourself with. That is toxic energy. And on top of that, this is something that I've struggled with as well. It is not your place to try and fix people as well. That's something I struggle with so much.
oh,
Yeah.
Yes, that's a good topic to bring up.
Yeah. I've actually, I've lived a majority of my life trying to fix other people. Like legitimately, I would make friends with people to try and fix them. Like literally, that's what I would do. And it was like toxic, and not only for me, but for them too, because what I've learned is that change is something that happens naturally. And on top of that, it's not your place to try and change somebody else for, in your own image. It's not something that it's not your place to do.
It's not your place. And the responsibility to make the change is on them.
Exactly.
Like you can work with them or like be there for them.
Yeah.
But you can't fix them or change them. They have to do that themselves.
Yeah.
And if they don't want to do that, or they refuse to, It becomes tough for you because you might have to cut them off. Or you might have to.
It's not even that. You're putting yourself in a very mentally compromising position.
Mhm.
And you're investing so much time and energy into the relationship when in a friendship is all about being there for your friend. It's about being there, throughout the hard times. It's not about trying to change your friend. You're friends with somebody because you genuinely enjoy their company.
Yeah.
And you want to help them through the hard times. It's not about trying to change somebody to be a different person.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
No.
But that's something that took me a very long time to learn, is that friends, if you are truly friends with somebody, you don't want to, change them. And
you can point out.
Yeah, you can point out what's wrong, but like it's not your job
It's
to
not
like
your job.
change them.
Yeah.
It's not your job to change somebody. You can give them advice, but at the end of the day, it's their choice to change.
Oh, totally.
Yes.
I mean, I've cut off friends because they don't change.
No, so have I. And recently, I had to cut off a friend because he was being very, very toxic, and he thought that it was his place to try and change me. And because I'm going to open up a little bit about this, I guess, on this podcast, guys. I was depressed for, a very long time. And I'd say the peak of that depression was when I moved away from my hometown, Los Angeles, out to Arizona.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no friends out there. I went from having a very nice, social group, a support group, to having absolutely nobody. And I got into this, terrible mental place. And my friend, he was like, Luke, like you're not inspiring me anymore. You're not this person anymore. So I'm not going to invest any time into you.
Oh, so he left you.
Yeah. I cut him off, but I called him out on it. I was like, yo, like you don't call me, you don't text me. He was like, yeah, because we're not friends. He literally said straight to my face. He was like, Luke, we're not friends anymore.
Wow.
Because you're not the person that I used to look up to. That's literally what he said. And I was just like, looking back on that now, that was 2 months ago, a month ago that this happened. It's like you shouldn't drop people because they are in a bad mental space. You should never do that. Never drop your friends because they're going through a hard time. Your friends will come out of that, regardless of what advice happens, regardless of like what happens in their life, it'll happen. It may take some time, but like when your friends drop you, it's like a complete like slap in the face. It's the worst thing that you can possibly do. That person was one of my best friends.
Wow.
Yeah. And he just absolutely dropped me. And now look at me, like now I'm not depressed. Now it took me a month, and now I'm absolutely out of that stage.
Yeah.
But that person dropped me because he felt like it was his place.
That person cut his ties.
Yeah, because he thought it was his place to try and change me, because he couldn't change me and make me undepressed. He was like, oh, I can't help you. Like, you're not my friend anymore. I think that's so toxic in a person if they think that they need to change the friend, the person.
It's not anyone's responsibility. Their well-being. You can be there for them, and you should be there for them.
But it's not your responsibility to change.
It's not your responsibility.
Yeah, no. You should enjoy your friends for who they are and what they have, and that's something that I've learned, because I have a lot of friends who I've watched go down paths, that I don't necessarily agree with, but at the end of the day, that's for them to figure out. That's not for you to project your own views onto them. That's for them to figure. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
They'll figure it out. I don't know, but, yeah.
No, that's facts. Like, no one is responsible for anyone but themselves.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, that's what it boils down to.
Exactly. Exactly. But I don't know. You have anything to add to that?
I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was fun.
I know, it was fun. I don't know. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. That is Slightly Intoxicated Luke and I don't know, Slightly Intoxicated Ryan. Ooh, we vibing. But
thank you everybody for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the people in the live stream. I hope you learned something today. I hope you had a great viewing of this episode. Thank you, Kyle, for happy 50th.
Yo, what's up, Kyle?
50 years old. Yes.
I love you, Kyle. Shout out to Kyle Clancy.
Shout out to Kyle. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Who is Luke talking about? Oh, you can't display that probably.
No, it was. I was talking about somebody that was in reference to Austin Payton, TikToker.
Oh,
They're a
sure.
TikToker, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yes. But I don't know. Thank you for tuning into this podcast. I would like to congratulate Ryan on his 50th podcast episode, and I don't know.
And
Here's some water. Cheers to 50 more.
That's a wrap. I'm done with water, but cheers. Thank you for watching. We're going to end this. And if you wanted to catch up or you missed part of it, it will be posted in the podcast feed on Friday.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
hopefully the edit won't show the most embarrassing parts of this podcast.
Well, what was that? When you had to go pee?
Yeah. or when we had to
When the
change
rain
the
was
lighting,
happening.
the rain was
Yes, there
happening.
was water on the computer.
Yeah, that was so great.
That
That
was
was
amazing.
excellent.
All right. Bye, everybody. I
Bye,
love you
guys.
all.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Have a great night.